All right. We're live again with another zeroing out. We got a lot of movie stuff, some gaming stuff, and then some movie-related video game stuff.
Yes. Yes, things that make our skin crawl. I mean, Activision, Microsoft.
I'm just so glad it seems like it might finally be over.
Yeah.
And a good thing came out
honestly.
of it. A really good thing once those laws go in place that can stop stupid companies.
Yeah, exactly.
My God. We don't need any more acquisitions.
Seriously, though.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so Mike, I'm going to kind of let you handle the Cinemacon stuff. So you go ahead and wipe all that out because that is the main portion of this.
Okay. So,
indeed,
we're going to begin with the first night, which was all of Sony's offerings.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much like the big stuff that they talked about was, you know, they showed a little bit of Gran Turismo, the video game adaptation that Neil Blomkamp is doing, and I wish they.
That's so cool that it's Neil doing that.
Right?
I'm very happy.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Actually, I think that's going to be cool.
I wish we got to see like an actual trailer, but
yeah, same.
But the movie's not out till August, so we'll probably see something in like, I don't know, a couple weeks. But
I'm sure
the two hottest stories from this are obviously Spider-Man related.
Yes.
Yes. Yep.
The first one is that Kraven the Hunter will be Sony's first R-rated Marvel movie. And the reason why I was surprised by this is because, first of all, I thought Let There Be Carnage was supposed to be rated R, but
yeah, it's supposed that was one thing that like became a misconception just because Carnage was involved.
Yeah,
I feel everyone just readily assumed that.
Yeah, I think you're right about that because just because it's there's going to be carnage.
There's going to be. And it's like, okay, I need to get this out because the same thing happened with Arkham Knight and it irritates me. Just because something is rated R or mature, whatever, does not mean it's automatically going to be better.
Exactly.
That is one thing that has happened recently that makes me want to bash my head against a wall. Just because it's rated R doesn't mean you're going to get cool stuff or it's going to be good. True. It could just be low-class garbage, but have blood in it.
Yep.
Yeah. Conversely, just because something is PG-13 doesn't automatically make it worse.
Or automatically mean it's going to make more money.
Well, that too.
Because
like part of the reason why Expendables 3 made so much less than the first two probably had something to do with it going PG-13, but also
there was a lot of diminishing returns by that point. Liam Hemsworth is in that movie. I don't hate Liam Hemsworth. I don't. But when the entire point of the series is based around 80s and 90s action icons and you're running so far down the tube you put Liam Hemsworth in it, I think it was time to cut ties.
Yeah, I think that's about it. I think
that was only the third movie, so
yeah, that was it.
Like, come on.
Honestly.
Getting back to Kraven, so this movie comes out in October. It was supposed to be released back in January, but they delayed it because Morbius was.
Oh wait, the box office smash hit Morbius.
The one that got released twice and died twice.
I was gonna say it was so highly demanded that it bombed into theater twice. Morning, Monica. Today's zeroing out is mostly movie related. A little bit of video games, but mostly movie related.
It's us just we're just gonna yell about movies and stuff, which is fun.
But here's the thing. Who the hell is the villain in this movie? And B, what is Kraven doing that you got an R rating?
killing things, hopefully in a very bloody way.
And that's the part where I'm like, okay, so it's not going to be anyone that's in a main Spider-Man cast because you're not having that happen in an
Yeah,
audio
you're not having that
attraction.
happen. Maybe Carnage or something. Well, I mean, Rhino's in there.
Like, that's the other thing. I'm like, he's going to fight Rhino? Are you going to have him kill Rhino?
His skin begins Oh, it's Alessandro Nivola, apparently.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's what they say in the IGN article.
Oh, okay, cool.
And Russell Crowe is in this?
Like,
yep. Somehow.
I don't know. From the sounds of it, it's going to be the mech suit Rhino again, which I'm very okay with. I actually very much like the idea of mech suit Rhino.
But they say, furthermore, this is what it says in the article. Furthermore, his skin begins transforming into Rhino skin.
Oh, then never mind. Then I heard it.
What in the world?
If they're gonna make Rhino an actual experiment,
actual Rhino,
people forget that a good chunk of Spider-Man villains was J. Jonah Jameson paying guys to go in suits to hunt down Spider-Man.
Yep.
Like, that's literally Scorpion, and I want to say partially Rhino. And like the Prowler got locked in a suit by a club. Dude, there's a lot of people involuntarily becoming Spider-Man villains. Like
that's the thing that got me about No Way Home. Is like, so when they transported back into their original timeline, so does that mean that Green Goblin is still alive
in his own
technically?
Timeline. Everyone
in the Tobey Maguire verse
and sent back into their own stuff.
Yeah.
So he got sent back to the time of when he was screwed up, but now he's fixed.
Yeah, now he's fixed. So
I would assume, their timelines changed.
But is he transported out of it back in time to like the moment of death?
I don't know. They said they grabbed them before they died.
So
yes. So I would assume if he has time to dodge, yes, he's still alive.
and also if they're fixed, then like Brock mentioned, the timelines have had to have changed.
Thanks for fixing me, Peter, and then he just gets transported back.
The best part would be both of them realize shit.
Oh crap! But I fixed you.
He's like, no! He's like, tried, Peter.
Sandman gets sent back, and he's just like, well,
I'm back in prison, I guess. The best part, he gets dropped back into the Sandman thing and just gets turned again.
Yeah!
Oh, no.
He's like, well, shit.
I want to see a wacky adventures of what happened to them before they got
seriously with like Benny Hill music playing in the background.
Like, does that mean does that mean that Max gets his gap in his teeth back? Because remember, I got fixed by the eels.
That's true.
People like to think I lie about that. I'm not.
And then all of his hair is like falling out again.
Yeah, he had a nice.
Man,
he had a nice fade going. Now he has to go
that's
back
like hilariously funny. Yeah, it doesn't fix Toby's back problem. It just transports him back as he's falling and hits the cars. My back, damn it!
No, what would be great is when Goblin stabs him in No Way Home. He somehow corrected it.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Oh,
he's like, wait, it doesn't hurt so much anymore.
Well, he did finally get his back cracked by Peter, the other Peter. So he was enough with the spider strength to set it back in place.
I mean, it's a legit question though, because like if they're sent back into their universes, right? Like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man could be sent back, and Gwen could still be alive.
She could.
Yeah.
She could.
Yeah.
But that depends.
Hence, Emma Stone as Spider-Gwen. God damn it, do it.
Does that mean does Dane DeHaan still go out of his way? Does this still go out of his way?
Yeah, what about Dane DeHaan? He's not fixed. Oh man, I don't know. I had so many more questions than answers. Yeah, I had so many more questions.
That wasn't exactly a thing that was meant to answer questions.
I know it was just meant for fan service, but still, I agree. We need Spider-Gwen. See, this is what I'm talking about. Emma Stone is Spider-Gwen. She even wanted to do it.
Speaking of Spider-Gwen, so people at CinemaCon got to see the 14 minutes of Across the Spider-Verse, and awesome. I couldn't be more jealous.
Yeah, same.
The only thing that legit upsets me about this is she doesn't have her undercut anymore.
Yes.
I like the undercut.
So did I.
Me too. It really fit. It fit the character so well.
It did, and it's just it's cool that you're gonna get that situation with them, and you're getting all these people, all these different Spider-Men that just keep coming. Like we just finally the other day, who the hell was it? They announced who was voicing Alex Riley. Oh shoot!
Oh,
Andy Samberg is
Andy Samberg.
Andy Ben Riley.
Yeah, I'm like nice. That's good. If they're like, did they announce they're making a third one?
Yeah, beyond this. So this was supposed to be a 2-parter, but they changed the title of part 2 to Beyond the Spider-Verse, and that'll be out next year.
Okay, that's
I'm starting to look at these voice reveals, and I'm like, who are we getting in the third one? Because like, yo, what's going on? Are we going to bring in that new Nightcrawler Spider-Man that they have now? Like,
I could see him popping up in like a fourth Spider-Verse movie.
Damn.
Just glad that we finally got Miguel O'Hara in there, finally got Spider-Man 2099 in there, and he's not just in a post-credit sequence.
They need to bring back the Spider-Man Unlimited. I was one of the few people that thought that was the coolest shit ever.
That was good. Yeah, that was some good
I loved his costume. They had Goblin be a quirky, somewhat anti-hero guy siding with him.
Bring back Rino Romano too.
Yeah,
to do the voice, man. Yeah, he did a really great job. I thought Rino Romano. He's a good Spider-Man. Bring back
Neil Patrick Harris to be that weird MTV Spider-Man.
Yes, the MTV Spider-Man. Dude, I like that show. I had zero issues with that show.
So weird.
That was a weird.
It was weird ass, but it was awesome. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Good theme song too.
Yes. And then, oh man, and
the animation was weird though. The animation was weird, but I did like the kind of noir thing that they did. So
yes,
anyway.
But we also need to, man. If I'm going to get any of them now, as much respect as I love the guy that did the original Spider-Man CAS, he got 5 seasons. I can't remember who voiced him in Spectacular, but that dude got robbed.
Oh,
because that show
wasn't that like.
I can't remember, but that dude got robbed because that show was amazing, and it got cut short because Disney got the animation rights back.
Yeah, that was a really good show.
Oh, I was pissed.
Spectacular Spider-Man?
Yes, that whole show was amazing. Their version of the Venom story arc, Josh Keaton, their version of the Venom story arc was phenomenal. That art style was great. That freaking theme song
was good.
Everything. Top notch. Yeah. Loved it.
Agree.
So good.
Whatever happened to Lacey Chabert?
She's still around.
What happened to her anyway?
Life.
I think maybe she's stuck doing more Hallmark movies.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Hey,
oh geez.
That's a steady work ethic.
True.
They pump out 900 of them a year. If you could get in the Hallmark crowd, you're set for life. You may not be living on a yacht in California, Rich, but you're going to be living in a mansion in the middle of the country, Rich, if you catch what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. So before we move on from Sony, there's a couple other pretty exciting...
Wait, hold on. Are we going to tell me that Cinemacon happened and we're at a Sony presentation and they didn't go out of their way to discuss the biggest hit they'll ever have on their hands starring Bad Bunny El Morta? Why are they not talking about that? Where's that bombshell they're wanting to drop? Wait, was that a bad idea and it's stupid?
It's because Bad Bunny's over doing wrestling right now. He can't be there to
How was
Bad Bunny's having a match with Damian Priest, man. That's what he's doing right now.
Wrestle. That's the weird part.
That's the weird thing about it. He's actually good. Should we mention the other idiot?
Which one?
That is also wrestling right now. That actually surprisingly is doing a decent job. Yeah, I don't even want to mention his name.
That they tried to make a face when he first started for whatever.
Yeah, right. That's like not happening.
And they finally, they're like, wait, the audience doesn't like him?
No, really?
The guy that did a selfie next to a hanging person in a suicide forest? People don't like this guy? Is that the most Vince McMahon logic I've ever heard in my life? Anyway, yeah, he's shockingly good at his job because, he's actually naturally athletic, so I'll give him that.
We'll give him that, but I hate that he's good.
Wrestling.
I hate that he's good at that.
But
it's horrible.
You know what? Power to whoever. If you're going to wrestle, do what you want. Just actively try to be less of a douchebag. You're a Paul, so seriously. It's inherent. You're going to be a douchebag somewhat. I'll give you credit. You're better than Jake. That's not saying much, but...
I mean,
you're okay.
Have Bad Bunny beat him up.
Oh, I wish.
I'd pay to watch that.
I would watch the hell out of that, to be honest.
I would, and it would sadly be really good.
Yeah, that would actually
celebrity
be
wrestlers
good.
that would actually put on a really good match. Anyway, so
Snoop Dogg can interfere and take out Jake Paul.
Somehow did one of the best people's elbows I've ever seen in my entire life. Can't do a frog splash to save his ass, but he can do a hell of a gangster people's elbow.
That was hilarious.
What happens when you got 9 foot long legs and you don't curl them for the frog splash? You're gonna hit first.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work. None.
Yeah. So
I love the Venom shirt, by the way.
Very cool. Thank you.
Nice.
I don't remember. This is off a random website. This thing is spectacular.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, Mike, sorry I interrupted you with my just.
Yeah, sorry, Mike.
Absolute dismay that my number one most anticipated film didn't get shown. I'm sorry.
So a couple of the other movies that they previewed were Ridley Scott's Napoleon, a movie that's probably been in the works for like over a decade.
I've been working on for less time than Gladiator 2.
Oh yeah, by the way, that's filming this summer too. So
why?
Pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know either.
But anyway.
Because money.
Yeah, money.
Let's franchise everything out of everything. Franchises as far as the eyes can see.
If they throw it in space like Highlander, I'll be happy.
Oh my God.
Gladiator in space.
I would love that, honestly. It is the year 3005.
And then, of course, we are getting a sequel to Ghostbusters Afterlife.
That I'm actually genuinely happy about.
Okay,
we're going to get any of them. I'm okay with that. As long as they keep it in the tone of that movie. That movie was genuinely really good. And, the tone was amazing.
Yeah.
Although this time,
Denzel Washington?
Jason, Denzel Washington is he was there to promote Equalizer 3.
Yeah, that looks pretty okay.
Yeah.
Confession: I haven't seen any of the Equalizer films, so maybe a fresh take.
Yes, because I've seen 1 and I haven't seen 2.
Well, Pedro Pascal is the villain in 2.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, spectacular!
Pre-Mandalorian, I believe.
Nice.
And I'll always remember Equalizer 1 because that was the movie that was playing when I broke my knee. So I have associations with that movie.
The Equalizer broke your knee.
The Equalizer 1 came out.
He did it in 9 seconds or less.
Came in, if not the same year, unbelievably close to the same time the first John Wick came out. Both
they were like
John Wick, the Kingsman, and the Equalizer all came out in the same hodgepodge-ish type of thing, weirdly.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah, but
it's like the zeitgeist.
It's so good. Denzel is spectacular. There is a fight scene inside their version of a Home Depot. Oh, it's magical.
So yeah, Equalizer 3 is September 1st. And then a couple other things before we move on to day 2, which is kind of the juicier stuff. We are getting Bad Boys 4 with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence.
Wait, his career wasn't killed, but he slapped Chris Rock. Everyone hates him. Oh, wait, the internet lied to me? Oh, okay.
And then
Will Smith and Martin Lawrence.
This is,
yes.
I think this is the movie that we have to talk about on like an arcade podcast once it comes out. GameStop movie called Dumb Money.
Dumb Money.
I need to know how this movie is longer than 10 minutes. The stock
Look at
rose.
this frickin'
They made money. Then we sold them. Okay. Are you gonna have like a crime?
Though?
I'm like, are you gonna have a crime drama about the guys on Reddit going, "Oh, we're gonna get him now, boss"? Like, what are we gonna do?
I don't know, but I need to see this. So it's directed by Craig Gillespie, who did I, Tanya back, I think like
Oh man,
5-6 years
that's
ago.
a weird combo.
Holy shit! Yeah, I, Tanya. Wow.
Now the project is starting to make a little bit more sense. And in the
Yeah,
cast we
yeah.
have Paul Dano, Seth
boy.
Rogen, Clancy Brown.
That makes
Shailene
a lot more
Woodley.
sense.
Clancy fucking Brown.
Clancy
Yeah.
Brown is a national treasure.
Yes. Nick Offerman, Vincent D'Onofrio,
America
Dude,
Ferrera.
America Ferrera.
Why?
Shailene Woodley. What has she been doing?
What does this movie have this level of a cast?
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know.
Let
Shailene
me just
Woodley
see.
was
Let me just see
almost
if
MJ.
Seth Rogen is producing.
Yeah, she
this,
was.
Because if Seth Rogen is producing this, then that makes a lot more sense.
Well, I bet it makes a ton more sense.
Hey, good morning, Manny. How you doing?
Oh my gosh, this. Why does this movie? Hey, man, that is such a flash in a pan gone thing that no one
That's
talks about anymore,
crazy.
and now we're getting
It's
the
crazy.
movie about it. I understand. I'm acting like that's 10 years ago, but in my brain, for caring about remembering it, that feels like 40 years ago.
It does. It does. I wish I had stock in GameStop at
Me
the time,
too.
man.
I sadly joked for years with my roommate about buying stock at GameStop, and then that happened. And I'm like, oh, that company's gonna die. Eventually, it's gonna die. And then he pays more attention to stocks than I do. He's like, "You wish you would have did it." I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And then he sat me down. I'm like, "They're worth what?"
Okay, so Rogen's not producing, but he is in the cast.
Yeah, he is in the cast.
Which that brings friends.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
All right, one more before we get to day 2.
Okay.
This is for the horror fans out there.
Yeah.
There's a trailer for the 5th Insidious film, which Patrick Wilson is directing.
mainline Insidious film.
Mhm.
Isn't there like 7 spinoffs?
Actually, no. This is a pretty straightforward series. There was a prequel for Chapter 3, which
But then
Lee Whannell directed.
The Nun, and then all of the Nun movies. Is there more than one? And then
Oh no, you're thinking of the.
Oh, that's Paramount.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's the Conjuring. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So okay, The Conjuring. I'm sorry, Insidious. Sorry.
I remember the first Insidious, and then I don't remember anything else.
The first Insidious is.
But that was Patrick Wilson, though, right?
Yep. He was in the cast with
he's
Rose
coming back.
Byrne and the kid from Iron Man 3.
Can he just
hi.
say Atlantis again? Because that was my favorite part of Aquaman, was when he was sitting there and he said Atlantis.
Dear God. Well, you got to enjoy that while you can, because you're not going to be getting that version of Aquaman for much longer.
Nope. Rose Byrne. I like Rose Byrne. Good actress.
She is good. Yes. Now we're at day 2, which is the juicy stuff.
Oh, could I say one more thing about Gran Turismo, though?
Go for it.
Because I'm looking at the cast, and that seems like that should have been the Twisted Metal cast.
Right?
David Harbour, Orlando Bloom, like that should be they should be in Twisted Metal. Cross them over right now.
I am happy they got Mackie. I will say about that.
I am happy they have it. Yeah, Mackie's great.
We'll have to see how that Twisted Metal thing goes, because
I don't know, man. I'm so like
Twisted Metal seems like it should be on Amazon versus Peacock.
Yeah, nothing should be on Peacock ever.
Well, no, I'm just saying tone wise.
Yeah,
tone
wise, like this seems more like.
You're right.
I want Twisted Metal, not Vigilante 8. I was hoping to God you knew what I meant by that.
Of course I know Vigilante 8.
There's few people that are going to know what the hell I'm talking about. But
Twisted Metal needs to be more metal. That
yes. Exactly.
Who wants a twisted tea?
I want a
Don't-
twisted tea right
I
now.
wouldn't
Yes,
mind one before my work week
absolutely.
starts up again.
All right. Day 2 is Warner Brothers, and in my opinion, based on everything I've heard, this might have been the winner. Because so we have a second trailer for The Flash.
Yep.
I think that's like one of the first things they showed off. And later that night, they screened the movie. I am seeing the movie one way or another. I don't know if it's going to be opening weekend. And I don't know if I'm even like actually going to pay for a ticket. I do have Movie Pass.
Yeah.
But I am going to see this movie because it has been in development for 8 years now, and honestly, curiosity just has gotten the better of me.
It is, and I'm more would be going to pay for the movie to see Michael Keaton than I would to be seeing Ezra Miller.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because at this point, like, it still blows my mind, and I'm not one of those people that are like, this isn't like a Burton movie, so he shouldn't be in it. I'm like, that's the point of having a different tone to the Batman that he interacts with, because he's meant to be different.
Yep.
Yes.
People.
You want to get nuts?
Come on. Let's get nuts.
Let's get nuts.
No, I got it. He should have took him grocery shopping, then said that.
Exactly. The meme of him and the Joker going and getting nuts.
Let's get nuts.
Fantastic.
I will tell you, if they have... No, wait, he's actually Bruce Wayne in the other one, right? Like, that's not...
Thomas?
They're not doing the Thomas one, right?
No, it's Bruce.
Then damn it, they can't do my favorite scene out of the entire Flashpoint.
Which one?
When he comes back to the president, gives Bruce a letter from Thomas.
Oh God, that would have been.
You're one hell of a messenger, Barry. That's one of my favorite moments in comics ever.
Honestly, if they did do Flashpoint, like a straight up Flashpoint adaptation, they should do like Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas.
That in this universe, that would have been the thing to do, because he's literally Thomas.
Well, I mean, it would be too much, though. I think that they could still have Keaton's Batman and bring in the Thomas Wayne thing, but that would be too much. I think
it seems like for this movie, it's less they're doing like time travel and more multiverse travel.
It's definitely Bruce, because he says that, like, fighting crime would bring my parents back.
Yeah,
so
but it's just Bruce. Like, I felt such a thing when you saw Thomas and Martha's casting. I was like, y'all are prepped to use them in a Flashpoint movie, because you hire those two without wanting to do that.
Yeah. It's perfect, too, because they're already used to working with each other.
Exactly.
Yep.
And they're used to being on shows where sons get killed.
And how freaking exactly. And how freaking awesome would it have been, though, if you saw like the reverse of that whole paradigm on Walking Dead, where it's like, you have Negan and Maggie, and in this case it's Maggie going evil and Negan being good, or I mean the actors, but I mean, just that would have been fascinating, I think.
It would have.
But on the other hand, we get Keaton, so I mean, I'm good with that.
I'm okay that Keaton gets one last time in the bat suit, because he was talking about like showing his grandkids.
Oh, it would have been 2 last times. God damn it!
It would have. Yeah, it's just I'm so happy. They're just. I just want everything at WB. I am so looking forward, and I get it that stuff is getting killed off. I just want an actual fucking ground zero at that place. I don't care what has to get lost at this point. We've already lost enough. I just want it to be done, so all this stupid horse shit can be done with.
Same.
Agreed.
Zach is doing everything he wants to. Let him do what he wants to. Everyone else is moving on, and who wants to stay can stay.
I mean, he doesn't even have to deal with the universal, multiversal, whatever bullshit. He can just go and make his own thing, and that's it.
He never wanted it, but everyone else wanted him to be a part of it. It was the most misunderstood relationship between fans and a director I've ever seen.
Oh, 100%.
We want his stuff involved in everything else, but we only want it to be his movies. He doesn't want anything else.
And he would have burned out probably.
Yes. He's a guy that likes to move on.
Yeah. Yeah, he would have just burned out on all the, if he had to be in charge of every single thing that they did.
Yeah.
Anybody would have, because you can't, like, that's the reason why they have James Gunn and Peter Safran. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's
so James can be the more
the
creative side, and
yeah.
and Peter can be like, so these are our budgets for this the thing.
And also
Here's my PowerPoint presentation.
You need to have an environment that people want to work in.
Exactly.
Guess what? You can't tell me Zach was happy that he keeps being brought back for literal DLC for movies to make them sell more.
Yeah.
And just everything needs to get fixed there before you start telling you want anyone to direct more movies there. Not just from DC. Yeah. WB screwed up all the way around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow they let go all the stuff at the micro level with DC animated movies because I don't think they care enough to even look at them.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you're right.
Anyway. So other DC news, they got a extended look at Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
The footage begins by showing Jason Momoa's Aquaman with a new baby boy. It then cuts to Randall Park's Dr. Stephen Shin on an Arctic expedition before another cut shows off the Black Trident, a weapon whose power is said to come from great evil.
Nice.
And yeah, this movie, we're going to see a lot more of Black Manta. And I love the quote that Abdul Mateen II said, "I'm going to kill Aquaman and destroy everything he holds dear."
I love how that is the auteur artistic version of what Michael Keaton says to Peter Parker in freaking Homecoming. I'm going to kill you and everyone you love.
Yep. I think Yaya's Black Manta was the best part of Aquaman 1 for me.
And his costume is it's the best translation of the stupidest design.
Seriously, that could have been so wrong, and yet it's just like it's the best thing in the movie.
So, those Aquaman movies did so good at translating everything that should have been dumb. Like when they busted out the original Aquaman, I was like, how did you do that?
Yeah. Well, that and Patrick Wilson doing his singing.
Yes.
And also Nicole Kidman, still hot. Still smash.
Going to be till the day she dies.
Mm-hmm. They also showed off a little bit of Blue Beetle.
Yes.
It's too bad we won't get Nicole Kidman and Michael Keaton in a scene together, because that would just be a My Life reunion. And I remember that movie. Okay, anyway.
So Blue Beetle, we're getting that on August 18th. And
what do you guys think of Blue Beetle? What did you think of that trailer?
I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I think it looks good. It looks fun. It
does look fun.
Going to try to reach out to Josh to see if he wants to.
Yes.
If he wants to talk about it.
To opine.
We're gonna have to go bother Josh to be like, I don't mean to disturb you. There's this little thing coming up that you might know about if you want to talk about it.
I talked to him already about it, and he and I had kind of the same take on it. I'm a little less enthused than everybody else, because to me it looks very like made for streaming, kind of. About it. I mean, it is made for streaming, but originally,
yeah, it was made for streaming, but some genius was like, "Hey, this is great, so we're gonna put it in theaters." Meanwhile, Batgirl is
Batgirl.
As far as made for streaming, what it feels to me is that it's a movie that is doing its best with a budget that it's given.
True.
It's like you can only do so much with this is an untested property that requires an ass load of CGI.
But if you think people aren't going to go see Batgirl or are not going to go see like a movie that is related to Batman, how do you think a lot of people are going to go see Blue Beetle?
Because I'm going to guess that Blue Beetle tested better.
That kind of has to be the only explanation, because
not to be mean, I understand that they didn't make Barbara Gordon white, but I'm going to guess some idiot at WB went, people are going to be mad that we changed Barbara's race, and this one's supposed to be Mexican, and he stayed Mexican, so we're showing that one.
If that's the reason, I don't want to be on this planet anymore.
Here, like
I already know, but you know,
the thing that bothers me, and this might be the last time I bring this up, but
yeah,
literally worse movies have been allowed to be shown like in theaters.
Morbius.
Yeah, Morbius is Morbius is the
Twice.
We'll release it again because people seem to love it on Twitter.
They're asking for it so much after they didn't go to see it the first time. I missed it when it was in theater for a month and a half.
It's a meme. Okay.
And then I think it came back and made less than $1 million.
I agree.
Life's not fair when Morbius can bomb twice, but Batgirl can't be seen ever.
Can't be seen by anyone ever.
Like, release it like you did. The dumb part is something happened in it to where someone just something personal happened. Because if you won't even release it to streaming for no cost, something happened beyond the fact that it's a Batgirl movie.
Mm-hmm.
That did not happen with Blue Beetle.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Somebody pissed off the axe.
Yeah, good thing there is some legal investigation happening because this is all super BS.
And I mean, it's not to take anything away from Blue Beetle because, you know, judging like we said, you know, it looks fun and it looks interesting.
I'm excited about it.
I love the fact that the father just calls Batman outright, you know, a fascist. It's pretty funny.
And here's the thing. Anyone I see all these news outlets. He's like, I'm not watching this movie. He made fun of Batman. I'm like, what person in that situation should be like, yeah, I really like that rich white man? No, it's George Lopez. What did you expect him to say?
Exactly. Also, people are like going ballistic over a 3-second line.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. It's so stupid. It's a joke too. It's not even like dude. If I didn't see movies because they had a line that insulted one of my favorite movies, then I probably wouldn't see like half of the movies that I watch.
No, it's just so dumb.
But anyway.
And you can't tell me that stupid lines like this haven't been said inside of the DC universe itself. Certain characters just don't like each other.
Yeah. Exactly.
And they say some bad things.
There's a lot more WB stuff to talk about, including probably my most anticipated movie for the second half of the year, Dune Part 2, which they are saying is more action heavy than the first part, because Part 1, as much as I enjoyed it, it is a lot of setup.
It is 99% setup.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't regret seeing it though, because
that line is making me wait for streaming. Manny, still go see it. Come on, man.
I love it, Manny. That's great.
If I didn't know he was joking, I would be disappointed.
That's fantastic.
Don't put that thought in people's brains.
Well, I mean, hey, you know, if nothing else, Blue Beetle could be in like a Titans movie at some point or something.
Ooh, I want to see that.
Or a Young Justice movie.
But yeah, no, Dune, I'm happy it's getting made. It's getting the big thing that it wants, because some people do like longer movies like this that are mostly set up and drama and things like that. And there was a lot of high drama in that, and the movie was freaking gorgeous. And yeah, I am one of those. It's very I am one of the most ADHD riddled people you've ever met in your entire life. It's a struggle. And I was sitting in there. I'm just like, this wasn't so pretty. And like intriguing on writing level. I'm just like, I need to see something get shot at. I haven't seen two people be even slightly angry at each other in an hour and a half. Like, I got to see Timothée Chalamet stick his hand in a dirty substance, and that's what I've seen in the past hour and a half. I need something. And then, like, it really started picking up toward the end. I'm like, awesome. And then I was like, they better have more of that in the sequel. So then as soon as they said it was action-packed, I'm like, thank God.
Yeah, please, we need something.
as Manny pointed out, the cast is ridiculous. You got Florence
Who's
Pugh,
in it?
Austin Butler, Christopher Walken is the Emperor.
that
That should tell us-
alone earns it a
Where are
watch
these
from me.
worms in all this sand anyway?
This, Paul, you're riding a sandworm. I don't understand why.
Well, all this spice, where does
All
it
the
flow
spice.
anyway? Where does it flow anyway?
I feel like the Spice Fairy.
That just makes me think of my favorite line of his from Seven Psychopaths. He said, "All you women characters, they're terrible. I know women can be illiterate, but at least they can string a few sentences together."
So proud.
If anyone has not seen Seven Psychopaths, go watch Seven Psychopaths.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Love it.
Yes.
I
Well,
wish
Paul
I
writing
could
the
hand
same
out
lines. Practical.
more than just expensive baubles. Batman Returns line.
Bruce Wayne, why are you dressed as Batman?
So Dune Part 2 will be released on November 3rd, and this is one of the movies that surprised me the most. We're getting a Willy Wonka prequel with Timothy Chalamet.
Why?
And guess who's playing Oompa Loompa? Hugh Grant.
Of
Hugh
course.
Grant, of course.
Of course.
Of course.
Can I see him
Christopher
running
Walken.
away at the end of the movie with a giant chalice?
Yeah, I can see it now.
This is just, man, I get it. People like, what are we going to see? I need to know what this is about before I even come remotely close to being excited about it.
What if I told you it was directed by the same guy who did the Paddington movies?
It's not helping.
What if I told you?
What you know what? I want this entire movie to be about Willy Wonka finally throughout the whole movie attempting to and finally succeeding in killing the OSHA representative that stops him from building the factory.
I need this.
I need
Because
it
then
so
once
much.
it's done, he builds it, and then all the kids get in the situations, and then finally they hear about it. But like
That guy is
if
played by
it's him
Christopher
versus
Walken.
an OSHA representative, I will watch this movie.
Do you understand?
Come with me and you will be
That the
in a
laws
world
are
of
meant to
OSHA
be followed here.
violations. I don't just like what is it? Willy Wonka is one of those things where it's like y'all should have stopped with the sequel.
Yeah.
Because that was not great.
No.
And the thing is, like, Tim Burton's movie is more faithful to the source material, but I don't care because it's bad. It's awful.
Yeah.
At least the 70s movie had Gene Wilder and it was a musical. And it wasn't like creepy.
I could just imagine like Timothy Chalamet just wandering on set in his Paul Atreides costume and just like still being like stuck in character.
Man.
Now that I would watch.
Now, they should have just at the start screamed at him, "You lose, good day, sir," and then they don't make the movie. But I don't know if they have an origin story for why Charlie Bucket's family is so like whatever or like what or I don't know.
Why is their family named Bucket?
Why is his grandpa suddenly not bedridden when he realizes his son might have come into money? I don't know. I'm happy for this is for people, but I'm just like,
yeah, I ain't gonna watch
why are we franchising of all things Willy Wonka? The entire idea was the factory. What more are you getting out of the factory?
I don't know, but something about like the footage that they showed has my curiosity more than it did when it was first announced.
Okay. I just saw the line. The footage shows Wonka attempting to make chocolate, but having to go up against an aptly named chocolate cartel. What is this?
It's a metaphor for hard drugs.
What? Are they going to be sticking blue ice inside the like?
Grant. Oh, so Grant is a perfectly respectable size.
Are they going to deround?
I think I know what that means.
Are they going to deround the Oompa Loompas? Are we going to get the origin story of why the Oompa Loompas are so big? Is that what's going to happen? Because God knows I needed that.
Like respectable size. I'm just thinking of the Futurama spoof of this.
Oh God!
The Oompa Loompa characters in Futurama, anytime they sang it, then Bender would just be like, "I hate them."
I hate
everything.
I hate everything about this. A chocolate cartel? Why?
Chocolate cartel.
I want this thing to be headed by Giancarlo Esposito, or I'm not watching it.
Oh my God!
I need this.
Yes. And then just have him take the stage and just say something really profound about it, like he does at Star Wars Celebration every year.
I can't remember who I said this to, but I said that if all goes right, then 2023 will be Warner Brothers redemption year. And part of the reason
I think tell me they've been having a hard time.
They've had their struggles.
Okay,
but
I thought they were doing pretty okay. They haven't been in the news a lot lately, so. Anyway,
no, you know what's going to save them? Barbie.
I mean,
this somehow makes more sense than
more
that.
excited about that than freaking Wonka. Also, I saw an article title. I didn't read the thing where it said Margot Robbie has embraced Barbie core. What in the hell is Barbie core?
That's not even the weirdest quote.
Opens Google.
Do we want to know?
Hold on, I'm trying to pull up.
What is Barbie core? Everything you need to know about Barbie core. I'm gonna throw up in my mouth.
What?
About the viral fashion trend inspired by Barbie. So, in other words, dressing in pink.
Yeah, basically, and that's called Barbie core.
Apparently.
Dear
Jesus.
God.
I need to read Ryan Gosling's quote about playing Ken. I only knew Ken from afar. I didn't know Ken from within. I doubted my energy.
What the fuck?
We're not having philosophical discussions about a goddamn doll that you had to get into character for. Ryan Gosling, you're a professional, but shut the hell up.
Oh, he's just saying this for the memes. Come on.
Oh no, yeah, he's absolutely.
That's what I mean, though. This Barbie movie is freaking hilarious because, like, the first thing that you see in the freaking teaser trailer is just them doing a full 2001 pastiche. It's just like
they know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing. This is some bullshit.
I just can't even. I couldn't even keep a straight face.
He might be
the best snake oil salesman I've ever heard of.
That is the greatest thing. I mean, I just love the fact that that our own actors are not even taking this shit seriously anymore. Like,
you know,
and that's why
Robbie is.
And that's why this movie is
I know.
That's why this weekend is going to be amazing, because this is the one that's going up against Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer.
Oh my God.
Oh Jesus.
That's going to be two very different crowds going into that theater.
Yeah. I think Barbie's going to make more money.
Oh, absolutely it will.
Absolutely.
I bet it will.
But
like, we'll talk more about Oppenheimer when we get to Universal. I just want to bring up a couple more things the Warner Brothers panel. We are getting Beetlejuice 2 because that's just
one thing. If I wanted a sequel, this I'm okay with.
That we're okay with, yes, for sure.
Although I would recommend people track down the Beetlejuice animated series because that
Yes,
really
I saw that. I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it growing
that was
up.
a shit growing up.
That was amazing.
I watched that on both Nickelodeon and Cartoon
Amazing.
Network. It was just
Oh,
the
I
best.
watched it. Yeah, Nickelodeon. Yeah.
I would love if they like released like a a 4K box set of the original series. That would be fun.
Something of like bringing back old properties to make another animated version. I would take that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could get Keaton to do it. And I don't remember who the hell did it in the first place. But
yeah, I don't remember who voiced him in the series, but
yeah.
If they were to make another animated series, I would get Alex Brightman who played him on stage.
Interesting. Yeah.
That's another thing I want. I want like HBO Max or Warner Brothers to put out a. Oh yeah, by the way, The Nun is also getting a sequel.
Of course
it is.
They have their own little cinematic universe going.
They do, and it's actually pretty successful.
Yeah. Wait, okay, hold on. Let me backtrack back to Beetlejuice 2 for a second here. Are they saying that Jenna Ortega is going to be Winona Ryder's
daughter?
Is that true? I didn't see that.
Let me look into that. But
because that would be the best casting they've ever done.
Oh my god.
That would be perfect.
That is absolutely perfect. Yeah.
No. Yep. In March 2023, reports began to circulate that Jenna Ortega might be cast in the film, potentially as Lydia's daughter.
That's crazy.
As long as they have.
But are they going to get Winona Ryder back?
As long as they redo the scene of Jenna Ortega dancing with football people to Shake Senora on the freaking steps again, that's all I need.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if it's confirmed yet, but considering Ortega and Burton worked on Wednesday together, there is obviously a rapport.
Yeah.
Let's see.
We're not going to talk about the Meg 2.
Yes, the Meg 2.
There's
a
whole lot to talk about there.
Yeah. I just don't want to miss anything. A
I
T-Rex chases them into the ocean.
I hear there's going to be sharks in that one.
And a T-Rex. Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, it's a T-Rex chasing them into the ocean. Yeah.
This used to be things that I watched at the bottom that they stuck underneath the red box for a fun night when I wanted to watch something bad.
And yet, Batgirl is too much for these people.
Hey. If Batgirl had
Zaslav is sitting there.
If Batgirl had Jason Statham as Batgirl, they probably would have okayed it.
Yeah, absolutely. Jason Statham in drag as Batgirl. Yeah,
makes sense.
I would actually watch the shit out of that. If I'm being
perfectly honest,
I kind of would. I'd watch the shit out of that. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, you guys ready to move on to Disney? Because
sure,
they've got some stuff.
Disney having movies coming out. You're ridiculous.
Apparently, Zaslav also brought Oprah Winfrey up on screen because
because they're doing a musical adaptation of The Color Purple.
Deals. Yeah, it's going to be on Max. Max, by the way, not HBO Max anymore. Now it's just
regular Max.
Just regular Max.
Max I heard they have a thing like a Roku that you can sit on your TV and plug all your stuff into. They're going to call it the Maxi Pad.
Okay.
Charges all your devices. It's worth a lot. You could get the wide or the small for more devices. And you can talk about the flow in your streaming to have higher bandwidth.
Jesus.
You learn to say some dumb shit when you stream
Yes.
a lot. Your brain just starts to work differently. And guess what? You record it and then regret it later and still put it on screen.
I mean,
Yeah,
the way that
true.
things are going, I wouldn't be surprised if they actually announced that. Did you guys see like last week tonight, this past week, because John Oliver is sitting there and he goes like, yes, this is what happens when media companies go to die, and he's like, don't you know about that? You know, business daddy Max.
Jesus Christ.
I love it.
It's so bad. I hate it. I hate it so much.
By the way, I'd be remiss if I didn't remind our audience that this year both Warner Brothers and Disney are celebrating their 100th year anniversary.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Crazy.
Well,
and one of the first things that Disney did opening their presentation was displaying their big 100-year logo, which is honestly not like it's not something that we should really take for granted, that any film studio can say that they've been around for that long.
Maybe. Yeah, it's kind of it's crazy that a company has been around for that long and kept all their copyrights.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they got some clips from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. We will be talking about the movie pretty shortly, so we can just kind of scroll right past that. Then they showed a little bit of the Marvels, which I am genuinely looking forward to. Even though I don't like love the first Captain Marvel, I was a big fan of Miss Marvel from last year, and seeing like the three people, Danvers, Kamala Khan, and Monica Rambeau together sounds like we're in for a good time.
Yes.
I really like the first Captain Marvel, so I'm good with seeing more of her.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's just not like the top half of my
top tier. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, well, I don't know. For me, it's pretty high up there.
It's up there. It gets the weird everyone hates Brie Larson because she exists.
Yeah, I don't get that.
To it. Like, I'm not saying a certain YouTube channel has a person on it that is based his entire living around hating this person. But
yeah, not saying that at all. No.
Not at all. No,
Nope.
Nothing whatsoever.
No,
but
nothing.
anyway, yeah, so it's just it's one of those
Nothing
things where
at
it's
all.
like she breathes and then 18 channels get done about it, and it's like why? And it all started because she breathed one day. Like, there's no starting point that I can find. She just exists. Give or take. She has said some comments that were a little iffy every now and then about how she wouldn't want a person that I could be described as reviewing her movie. She did say that once. So, but yeah, it is what it is. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Do we know what the villain is in this movie?
I don't know anything about this movie.
Yeah,
it's supposedly going to be Freaky Friday a little bit.
Yeah, other than they switch places every time they use their powers. I think that's a really stupid conceit, so I'm a little worried about that.
I have to see
like it's going to be really silly.
I have to like see a bit more beyond the trailer, because like that on its own just sounds a little too like
really
not like Disney live action from the 90s. Like that's sort of like, oh no, we switched bodies and now we're in the place that we don't want to be.
Now grown up Captain Marvel's back in high school. In the middle of a cheerleading competition or whatever.
So this is a premise according to Wikipedia. Following an investigation into a wormhole linked to the Kree, Carol Danvers' powers become entangled with those of Monica Rambeau and Kamala Khan, with the trio swapping places with each other every time they use the powers, forcing them to team up to determine why. So again, we don't really have a villain, but more like a mystery.
and I will give them credit. People want these Marvel movies to be different. That is different.
That is different. So.
Yeah. Speaking of different, we
see.
also got our first trailer for Disney's next animated film, Wish, which there's been a lot of discourse about that, and Cameron and I are talking about the trailer as well on our next animation podcast. But I like what I've seen so far. I like that they're going back to a traditional musical, and Ariana DeBose is incredible. I like the sort of animation style. It's a little bit of a hybrid between that Into the Spider-Verse aesthetic, but mixed with like the classic Disney character models, and also Chris Pine is the villain.
Yes. I've come to appreciate that man more and more every single time.
Yeah, Chris Pine is he's probably my favorite Chris.
He is 100% my favorite Chris.
And Evans is the only one that tops him for me because I genuinely love Evans.
Yeah. Besides Evans.
Yeah. He's one of my favorite, even outside of actors, favorite human beings ever. You want a like top tier murdering people on Twitter just for being douchebags. Chris Evans is amazing.
Yeah. People forget that he's made a lot of like sort of like comedic action sort of roles and things like that. So
he's genuinely really good. Like it's kind of shocking. Like there was also that that movie he did with I believe it was him and Tom Hardy. They were spies.
This Means War.
This Means War. That movie was awesome.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. I say this without a shred of irony. One of the most memorable early Chris Pine performances, like pre-Star Trek, The Princess Diaries 2.
I forget about that.
Was he in that?
Yeah, he was like, I think he was like the son of like this like rich asshole king.
Of course.
Of course.
Like he's done a lot, but I don't think in my entire life are they ever going to top anything that I have laughed at Chris Pine so much.
Are you talking about the
when the hologram they show of him with the spell and it starts to glitch? I was pissing myself laughing. It was so freaking
even just thinking about it, like I can't even describe it with a straight face.
That person deserves the biggest raise on the planet, whoever wrote that scene in. Oh my god, it was so funny. You make plans that fail? No, I don't make plans that fail. He also plays lute. That's not important.
So yeah, we're getting Wish in November.
Wish does look good, by the way. I just saw the trailer. I just watched it while we were talking. Yes. It's good.
Yes.
Looks good.
We also have obviously Pixar's back in theaters with Elemental.
Yeah,
that will be playing the same weekend as The Flash. So I am very curious to see.
That is curious.
I'm very curious to see how that performs in theaters, because one of the things that frustrates me about the Bob Chapek era of Disney is he didn't give two shits about animation.
No, he really didn't.
Granted, at first I understood, like, we're in the pandemic, theaters are closed, Disney Plus is kind of perfect for families. Like, we'll put some movies on there so everyone has something to watch. But then once theaters start opening up, he still was like, yeah, we're going to put Turning Red on Disney Plus and put Lightyear in theaters, even though one of them is the superior film and would probably rake in lots of money.
Like, I still partially think Soul got screwed over big time.
It did.
Oh, absolutely it did.
Yeah.
It would be talked about a lot better if it wasn't in that hodgepodge.
Yeah. And
then, of course, we got some extended looks at The Little Mermaid.
Mm-hmm.
And say what you will about Disney's live action remakes. I think they made the smartest choice by getting a really good singer to play Ariel, because literally a core part of her character is her voice.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And from what I've heard of Halle Bailey's version of part of your world, yeah, no, they definitely made the right choice. Yeah. Will the movie be good? That remains to be seen.
And will people actually judge it on the merits of the movie and not the fact that they made a fish look like a fish?
It is a little bit strange, though, to see Flounder like that.
I get it, but they're like, they messed up Flounder. I'm like, no, they actually made him look like a fish. It is weird to see, but you need to understand that it would look weirder if they made a realistic version of Flounder like that.
Yeah.
Hashtag not my Flounder.
Look, I
get something. I wouldn't doubt that's something.
I get it. We're so used to the designs of like these animated like animals and other creatures.
Yeah.
So of course they're not going to translate 100% from animation to live action. Don't you dare wish for like what all of these fan arts are doing.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Now,
No.
are we going to be upset if Sebastian doesn't have an overly racist Jamaican accent for no reason?
Yeah, that was certainly a choice.
Oh,
I love the movie and I love Sebastian, but
I love Sebastian.
But
yes, you're
I was
right.
like, where are they?
Definitely was a product of its time.
Well, that was back when they were like, I love Mushu. Why did we get Eddie Murphy?
Yeah.
It was a good choice and he was great, but I'm like,
but why?
Why exactly?
Yeah.
Because, well, Robin Williams is the genie.
Yep. Even he regretted that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, moving on.
Moving on. Did you know we're getting a new Haunted Mansion movie that has a strangely stacked cast?
I did not. Owen Wilson's in it.
Lakeith Stanfield's
in it. Well, I mean, Lakeith Stanfield's very good.
Lakeith too. There we go.
But yeah, I mean,
it is unfortunate that we have to have Jared Leto, but yeah, we got Lakeith Stanfield, we got Owen Wilson, Danny DeVito, Rosario Dawson, Jamie Lee Curtis, Dan Levy.
I mean, to be fair, Jared Leto could just walk into a horror movie as himself and look pretty normal.
And just say this handsome hunka. There you go.
He could just act like Morbius again.
That too. It's not blood though.
It's plasma.
Only other thing I have to say about the Disney panel before we move on to Universal is I am very excited about the fact that we could be actually seeing an Alita Battle Angel sequel. Thanks to the success of Avatar: The Way of Water.
Can I ask why those two would be related?
Same producers.
Cameron producing, right?
Okay, but I'm going to be honest.
Cameron's like, I'll take this money that I made.
Genuine audience, you're going to be like, oh, that's that guy that made Way of the Water. I didn't see the first one because I wasn't interested, but I'll watch this sequel.
Is it still going to be Robert Rodriguez directing?
I don't know.
I hope so.
Yeah,
because I thought he did a really good job with the first one.
Yeah, I liked it. It was pretty good. I'm not sure I like the anime eyes on the.
That was a weird choice. Like
that's one of the things. Do you want stuff that's dead accurate? Because That's what they looked like.
I know, but it just was too uncanny valley for me. It was weird looking.
That's the thing with translation. What do we want to do and not want to do?
That's a bit too literal for me. I don't know. But okay. Anyway, movie was good.
Anyway,
Movie was
yeah.
good.
So now we're going to move on to Universal because wait, hold on. There is one more thing.
Okay.
They did talk a little bit about Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny and how this is like most definitely, well, at least according to Harrison Ford, most definitely the final Indiana Jones movie.
Starring him.
Starring him, anyway.
Yeah, that's an important
Well, they
distinction
reboot
because otherwise, I don't believe Lucasfilm for 1 second that they're going to stop after this.
No.
So who's he going to try giving his hat to this time?
If the universe was fair, probably Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who's playing his goddaughter,
Okay.
and she looks great.
Mhm.
She does.
All right.
But yeah, now let's move on to Universal because this year has been honestly pretty great for them. They started with M. Night Shyamalan's Knock at the Cabin, then Cocaine Bear, which I still can't believe that movie is real.
I want to see Meth Head Crocodile. That's all I want. That's all
I would love
want.
that, honestly.
But yeah, they had some pretty fun stuff on the horizon. The Super Mario Brothers movie, as of a few days ago, finally hit $1 billion.
Yeah.
Nice.
Probably going to be at 1.5 before it's done.
Probably.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. I just don't know how it got that far because, like John Leguizamo said, it just lacks the heart of the first one. It's just not as good.
No,
Even though we talked about how him and Bob Hoskins had to be unbelievably smash drunk to even make it through a day of filming. That really lacks the heart.
Mm-hmm. Lots of booze.
So, of course, Universal and Illumination previewed a little bit of their next movie, Migration, which Cameron and I have been kind of hyping up for a bit because it's directed by Benjamin Renner, who did probably one of the best foreign animated films, Ernest and Celestine.
I thought you were just about to mention an Ernest animated movie I had never heard of, and I was so ready for it.
It's too bad Jim Varney is no longer with us.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes, unfortunately.
But look at how ridiculous this cast is. It's like Kumail Nanjiani, Elizabeth Banks. Let me just pull up a few more.
Keegan-Michael Key.
Yeah, Keegan-Michael Key.
I'm always happy to see anything.
Same.
Aquafina, Danny DeVito,
David
Mitchell, Carol Kane.
Jeez.
And this is coming out in December. So
Nice.
It's written by Mike White, who for the past couple years, most people will probably know for White Lotus.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And he also wrote School of Rock.
Yep, I was gonna say.
Nice.
So yeah, this is looking like a pretty good package. Here's a little description of the footage they saw. In it, ducks are seen migrating with a family of ducks looking on the lake. The father is afraid to leave the pond and happily stays there. The mother is ready to see the rest of the world. Together, they head out and fly to the rest of the world. It looks to be an uplifting comedy until they fly into a city where the looming skyline startles the family and leaves them confused and lost. Interesting. Let's see.
I just had this thought. It's like this movie being the prequel to Sully.
Oh no. Oh no.
Because you said fly into it. I'm like, my brain just went, oh!
And they're like that's been happening lately.
I swear if that's like the reveal towards the end.
This is like that Robert Pattinson movie that randomly ended on him being in the tower at 9/11. Like they just randomly throw that in at the end. I don't remember what the hell that movie is.
Oh, was that? Oh my God, was that?
I don't remember,
Me?
but it just ends with him being in the tower at 9/11. I'm like,
what the shit?
huh? But anyway, oh, that sounds cool. I like that.
And then there's like this weird animated live action hybrid called Strays, which is basically
Strays.
It's basically like the adult version of Home Alone.
Yeah,
it's got Will Ferrell and a couple of others. I think Keegan-Michael Key's in this one too.
Nice.
Yeah, I think so. With isn't it with the dogs or something? And they're like, oh man.
And then, of course, Blumhouse was up to talk about how successful Megan was.
Did they say anything about Spawn?
Spawn? I have heard nothing about Spawn.
Nothing.
I think that movie's officially dead.
Not according to Todd McFarlane.
Todd McFarlane's still sitting there going like, I'm making it. I'm gonna make it.
It's like they got as far as getting Jamie Foxx to play Spawn, which could be really good.
That's actually very interesting, yeah.
But damn it.
Ken Leguizamo please reprise his role as
the clown?
The clown.
You sit around there, girly man.
Dude, that is the most 90s movie I've ever seen in my life.
Very much.
I love it.
Let's see a couple other stories from Universal's panel. Obviously, they showed off a lot of DreamWorks' next movies.
Mm-hmm.
Coming in June at the end of the month is Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken. Ruby Gillman is an ordinary teenager gifted with unexpected powers and the ability to turn into a giant kraken.
Brock, did you get the same thought that I got?
I thought you were going to say Teenage Crackhead.
What's the
I'm sorry. My brain auto-completed that so fast.
I love that we both had the exact same thought.
I'm not even mad.
That was the same thought, man. I just heard Brock laughing, and I was like, he got the same thought that I got.
Oh,
I thought you were going to say the Teenage Crackhead.
Mike, go ahead. Describe the actual movie that we're getting.
Okay. So Ruby Gillman is an ordinary teenager gifted with unexpected powers and the ability to turn into a giant kraken. And they got to see a little bit of unfinished footage from the film.
Getting the vapors.
There was already a trailer that came out like a month ago that honestly this movie looks like a lot of fun.
Nice.
And then they showed a little bit of the third Trolls movie, Trolls Band Together.
I didn't know they made a second one.
Oh yeah, the second one came out during the
sweet
pandemic.
Lord. I needed like a breather. Oh my God. Okay, so here's the thing with the Trolls. So like that is one of our highest, like most listened to episodes to this day.
Yeah, I think
tour. Not World Tour, whatever it was called. I forget.
No, it is World Tour.
It's World Tour. Okay.
I think that's either like in the top 5 or top 10. But like I see that just like scrolling by our analytics. I'm like, yeah, no, I get it.
People just starve for that Trolls content. What could I say?
At the time, it was like the most successful movie on premium VOD. So naturally, Universal's like, yeah, we're doing a third one.
Well, you got to think. All the kids are trapped at home. Most parents nowadays just sit their kids in front of something and then have them be distracted.
Are like the
Trolls.
Are like the metalhead Trolls still going to be the bad guys in this?
I don't know who the bad guys are, but like in
Oh my
for
God.
so the
Oh,
the plot of this one in this film, Poppy and Branch have to go on a journey with old friends and new ones to save one of Branch's brothers who have been taken hostage. Um, and this is like this movie. They're supposed to have like Branch used to be in like this boy band group, and pretty much like in the first trailer, they are just riffing on all the different boy bands like NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, One Direction, all of them.
Nice.
And there's also this one sequence that they call it the hustle, where they go through this like weird portal, and they're like it's this whole 2D animated sequence that looks like something out of like a Rob Zombie illustration and a bunch of different other art styles.
That's a combination I never thought I'd hear. The Trolls and Rob Zombie.
Yeah, you just have to see it to believe it. It's wild.
Now I need to have the Trolls sing Dragula.
Oh God.
Oh God. Oh dear God.
And then they talked a little bit about Kung Fu Panda 4. Yeah, that's right. We're getting a fourth Kung Fu Panda film.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
They have any cast for that one?
They don't have a trailer yet, but they introduced a new villain called the Chameleon, a badass sorceress who can transform into pretty much any of like the previous villains. So yeah, this could be a lot of fun if done right.
Nice.
But of course, the biggest highlights of the Universal presentation were Christopher Nolan talking about Oppenheimer and Vin Diesel doing whatever the hell he was doing, promoting Fast X.
At this point, I don't even know. I don't even know anymore at this point. I don't know. Vin Diesel's gonna Vin Diesel at this point.
Just comes out there and he just says the movies.
And
He
that's
just
it.
walks
That's all
out, says family, drops the mic and walks
family. I'll kill you with my teacup.
You know who should play Stitch in the upcoming movie? It should be Vin Diesel. Ohana means family. Family means everyone drives a V8.
Yes.
Oh my God.
He's got experience voicing a character already, so
He does.
Yeah.
It just has
But
So Rob saying Ohana the whole time, and
yes.
Hold on. We were joking about him saying family, but this is legitimately what he said on stage.
God.
I like this room better than the Oscars. You know, I really mean that. I like this room better than the Oscars because all those people
I'll never be there.
I'll never win one.
All those people who are sitting in the audience in the Oscars are only there because of you. Fast is now the longest franchise in motion picture history with the same actors playing the characters. He says, "This is our family. The audience is our family." As we were building towards this achievement, we were attracting directors who each brought their own magic to the saga. I'm proud to say that for exactly 2 decades, the Fast films have been the most successful film of every one of our directors' career. So yeah, he's all about family.
All about it. It's all everything's about his family.
Vin Diesel, I like him, but he's one of the few people that might have an ego big enough to make The Rock not want to work with him. If you out-ego The Rock, you've got something going for you.
I mean, he made that third Riddick movie. I liked Chronicles. I did not like the third one.
Anyway,
I like the first one too. Obviously.
I'm so just. I like that they'll acknowledge these have done so good. The movies started being good once we stopped making them about what we wanted to make the movies about in the first place. But we're never gonna admit that on camera. Remember when we used to steal DVD players and PS2s out of the back of trucks? Me neither.
Moving on to Paramount, because again, there's a lot that they showed here, including 20 minutes of the next Mission Impossible movie.
Tom Cruise's vanity project, yes.
One of Tom Cruise's vanity
One
projects.
of them. One of them.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, one of them.
Because Top Gun was already the other one.
Good. Top Gun was.
That was good though. I actually like Top Gun.
Yeah,
really good though.
That was really good. The Val Kilmer thing really got me.
Hey, now hold on. You had the same actors in the original Top Gun that you did in this one. I think this is longer lasting than the Fast movies, as long as I'm keeping track.
That's true.
Come on, Vin.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Anyway.
Sorry, I spoiled that. Anyway,
Martin Scorsese's got a new movie coming out called Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah.
It's supposedly like over 3 hours long, but
shocking.
I know.
Very surprised. It's cinema, cinema.
I actually am.
It's gonna be a rough watch, honestly. From what I've heard.
Yeah. But I am excited to see more than just that same image that keeps popping up in every single article about the movie.
Yeah.
And then this is out of everything that's been like showed off so far, the two that have me the most excited are Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And the
tell me the thing that they've never done before that they're doing for the first time just now. Forget anything you've seen in the past. There has never been one of these done before ever that made a big shift. They hate a lot of people hate certain things. Mike, go ahead. What have they never done before?
Oh yeah, so they're doing a Transformers animated prequel that has this is the first animated Transformers movie. Meanwhile, 1986 over there is going, am I a joke to you?
What?
I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and hope that they meant the first animated feature in this franchise and not just in general, because that is honestly one of the dumbest things you could say to a whole generation of Transformers fans.
Wait, they said that on stage?
They said it was the first animated Transformers movie, and I quote, made.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I made that big preamble, because they quoted this as the first ever animated Transformers movie.
So I wasn't crying over a dead Optimus Prime when I was 5 years old.
You thought of it. It was the Mandela effect. It never happened.
And I didn't see all of my Transformer toys getting brutally murdered by like fucking Megatron.
That was an overextended
Devastator
commercial that you remember from your childhood. It wasn't
So anyway,
it's like the whole Sinbad, Shaq, Kazam thing. We just don't remember it correctly.
Yeah, that's it. That's the deal.
Fucking.
So this Transformers 1 animated film, right?
Yes.
So they're doing that thing where they add a lot of Hollywood people to be like the voice talent.
Yes, sir.
And I understand that. I cannot hear for the life of me Chris Hemsworth as a young Optimus Prime. I cannot hear that in my head because all I'm going to hear is Thor.
Yeah, like
seriously, like Keegan-Michael Key as Bumblebee, I can kind of I'm fine with that, I guess.
What I don't get, they've still been making all of these gigantic blockbuster Transformers movies. Why are they all of a sudden now not having Peter Cullen?
Oh, because he's like, now he's too old. Now he's too old to do it.
But here's the thing, though. Optimus Prime, since he was born, had gone through puberty. There is no
he's a
young
machine.
Optimus
There's
Prime
no
voice.
robot puberty.
It's one thing if Peter Cullen is like genuinely retiring and they have to get someone younger to fill the role, but
unless they did this while they were doing Rise of the Beast, which I would understand, kind of,
but even then, it still feels wrong to me that all of the live action Transformers movies had
Didn't Netflix just do like a Transformers, like a trilogy of Transformers animated series that were all set in Cybertron, or like some of them were set on Cybertron, and it was kind of like the whole prequel thing?
Yeah, they did, like, I think like a War on Cybertron kind of.
War for Cybertron, something like that. Which was also not Peter Cullen. It was somebody else they got to do the voice and stuff, but they made him sound like Peter Cullen as much as they could.
Yeah, like unless you have a good reason to, generally speaking, all things being equal, I would rather any day of the week have professional voice actors in animated films. But if you're not going to do that, Chris Hemsworth, though, as Optimus,
if you cast Lawrence Fishburne, who's playing Alpha Trion, if you cast him as Optimus Prime, I'd be fine with that.
Like,
see, that makes a lot of sense.
I would take Clancy Brown.
Yes.
Anything. Like, oh no, I'm blanking on his name. Keith David.
Ooh. Yes.
Anything. Like, and again, this is an animated Transformers movie.
It doesn't matter.
Will not care who's voicing them.
That's the thing. Like, it has never mattered to the kids who's voicing these characters. They're only for the adults to be like, oh, hey, I recognize that name. Yeah, let's
and even a good chunk of the adults are like, yo, I'm going to go see Transformers.
Yeah.
We're in that weird period where everyone that is like age 30 to like 50 grew up watching Transformers.
Yep.
We don't care. You're selling me off of what Transformers are in it more than anything. The main reason I'm watching Rise of the Beast is because you have Cheetor, Air Razor, freaking Rhinox, and Optimus Primal in it.
Yeah.
And
Mirage.
Unlike the last Michael Bay movie, Unicron is Unicron.
Yeah. And they're selling it on Unicron and not Optimus Prime being evil for shorter than the fucking trailer of the movie.
Oh, good. What the hell was that about?
He was evil for his fall to Earth, and then he got punched and went, my bad.
I can't even.
You remember when Anthony Hopkins was only in like the trailer basically for that Mission Impossible movie, and then was
He was in there for.
It's basically that.
Yeah, I know. I can't watch the Bay films except for the first one.
Yeah, okay.
First one was okay.
But anyway, yeah, it's just you're starting to get into a thing where they're like, we actually care about, the things in the movie and not stupid poop and fart jokes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look, there's Devastator's balls, everybody.
Yeah. I'm directly beneath the enemy scrotum. Can we talk about Smurfette now? Because, that's going to make me feel better.
Yeah. This kind of...
No, it's not, but I want to move on.
Yeah, why this one confounds me, but let's move on to what I'm actually excited about. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem.
Yes. Something I don't like. This is one of the things where, okay, this has A-list voice actors, but in my opinion, they actually thought about some of these decisions. Ice Cube as Superfly is generally pretty good. Hannibal Buress as Genghis Frog. Thank you every day of the week. Rose Byrne as Leatherhead. John Cena as Rocksteady. Yes, please.
Yes.
And we won't be able to see him.
You won't. Jackie Chan as Splinter. I don't know. I don't know who Wingnut is. Post Malone as Ray Fillet. Like, they have all of these random people that you never got to see unless you watched like 4 seasons into one of their cartoon shows.
Also, Giancarlo Esposito is Baxter Stockman.
Yes.
Why is Post Malone in this?
Because
it's a movie.
No, but the reason why I'm excited about this movie more so than any other of the TMNT movies is that the teenagers are played by teenagers.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm excited about that so much as I'm frightened. But that just might be my view of teenagers in general.
Yeah, as long as they behave like teenagers, then they'll get points for that. And also, this is produced by Seth Rogen, so he kind of knows a thing or two about capturing that sort of like, that sort of cool but rude energy.
I'm kind of shocked that Jonah Hill didn't get cast as something in this.
I'm not excited about this. No. It's not for me. It's not for me. Okay. No. Well, okay. To be fair, I'll watch the clips and the trailers and stuff and see if that helps a little. But so far, I think I've seen the one trailer, the teaser thing, but don't know if it's for me.
It's tough when it comes to the Turtles because that's another one of those properties that's been around for
it's been around for so long.
Eastman and Laird are the luckiest bastards on the planet.
Yeah, seriously.
They just have to sit at their house and wait for a phone call. Oh, you want to do something now? Sure.
No, everyone is copying the Spider-Verse sort of, animation style, and I'm not sure that. Yeah.
I wish we have a better name to call that style.
Yeah, I don't mean that as a derogatory slam against the Spider-Verse thing because it works for that. I just don't know if it works for me here.
I need to see a little bit more beyond that first trailer because while I do really like the the new designs and sort of like the gritty New York aesthetic, I need to see what else this movie has under its sleeves because like we're in a pretty good new age of animation and I want to see more innovation. I don't really want to just see one movie being like the template for like 50 different copycats. I would prefer if like everyone brought something new to the table.
Mm-hmm. I don't mind it being copied in a place where it's applicable, but don't try to force something.
Luckily, that doesn't really seem to be the case here because, like I said, they captured that like that gritty comic booky New York aesthetic here.
Yes, I'm waiting for when they.
It almost.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it almost reminds me of like claymation, sort of.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
Little.
But that's not even the most exciting news. We have an official release date for the first Avatar movie that's going to theaters.
Yes.
Right now they just call it The Last Airbender. It's probably gonna have a better title in the future, but this focuses on Aang and his friends, years into the future. And this will be coming out.
Call it Avatar. just blows my mind.
I know.
Oh yeah,
Can't call it Avatar because
can't call it that. Of course not.
I wish they would call it like or I don't know what they're gonna call it.
The Four Elements, man. I got it. We'll call it Captain Planet. That one's not taken, is it?
Nah.
No, wait.
Can we please have a Captain Planet movie with Don Cheadle?
It's four nations coming together. Can we call them the Nationalist?
Anyway, whatever this movie ends up being called, it's coming out in October of 2025.
Yeah. That's cool. That next one, they're making another SpongeBob movie and the Paw Patrol one I get because that somehow is going to be popular to the end of time. The Search for SquarePants.
The Search for
SquarePants. I'll give him this. The villain for the new SpongeBob movie is the Flying Dutchman.
Okay, that I generally actually kind of like that. I don't know how much of a villain he's going to be in it. I love this news for the Paw Patrol movie. Paw Patrol movie, which will arrive in theaters September 29th, 2023, received a new trailer and confirmation that Chris Rock will make a cameo.
As if that's a
point.
Children love Chris Rock. What can I tell you?
They do.
Yeah. I do. They totally know who he is.
Okay, last thing before we move on to the final thing, which is Lionsgate. We have a little look at a Quiet Place Day One. This is a prequel to the Quiet Place movies, and honestly, has a pretty good cast. We got Lupita Nyong'o, Joseph Quinn, Alex Wolff, Jaimin Hansu, Dennis O'Hare, and it's set in New York City. So obviously, it's going to be kind of. I think New York City is probably one of the better places to set a horror film because the city is massive. Anything could happen. Nobody is safe.
Yeah. And it's got the subway. It's got all that stuff. It's got skyscrapers.
Kiona, I don't know if you got to Scream 6 yet, but
I did. Yes. Yeah, we could talk about it.
Yeah, just because we're talking about horror films set in New York, and
yeah,
I think that subway sequence is going to go down in history as
excellent. 6 was really good, honestly. It's like my third favorite in the series.
Yeah, I think for me it's like second or third.
Yeah. I did want to mention that actually. I did want to mention like I wanted to rank the Screams to see what you think. Later on.
Yeah, we'll get to that next. I just want to wrap up.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, it is that setting definitely worked for that movie for sure. So yeah, I mean, I think horror movies, especially like an alien invasion kind of movie like Quiet Place Day One, that could work really well.
For sure. Honestly, the shortest panel that they did at Cinemacon was for Lionsgate because they have a few things coming out, but nothing really as like high profile, at least for this year, as The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This is probably the first time we've had a genuine young adult blockbuster since the last Maze Runner was 5 years ago. And the last Hunger Games movie was 2015, so 8 years ago. And
yeah, they were okay. Not my favorites.
Catching Fire, I think, I think is like the peak of the Hunger Games movies.
Yeah.
I liked the last two, but they didn't really quite reach that high.
No.
I liked getting to look at Natalie Dormer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Natalie Dormer is always good. Oh man.
And then they showed like an early screening for another raunchy comedy produced by Seth Rogen called Joyride, which honestly has a pretty good cast. Stephanie Hsu from Everything Everywhere All at Once is in it. It's supposed to be like one of the best teen comedies since like Superbad, which is a pretty high bar to clear. But I'm excited.
Nice.
Now, I did want to talk a little bit about summer box office, but before we get there, Kiona, tell me a little bit about your journey through the Scream series.
Okay, so I it's strange because I remember seeing the first one way back in the day, like around the time that it came out in 96 or 97, whatever. And the funny thing was rewatching it, I just realized how much of that's just gone out of my head because, memory and whatever, getting old. But it was fun revisiting that one, and it was fun seeing like where the series went after that. So, because I had never seen anything beyond that. So first Scream, of course, classic Wes Craven, it's a classic of the genre. I love the way that it satirizes everything, and I love the fact that Ghostface is kind of clumsy and kind of oafish in a way, because that was the thing that I got from these movies is just Ghostface is hilarious.
He is.
He just totally just completely just runs into furniture and everything. It's great. It's you could have a Benny Hill track backing him. It's great. But I mean, seriously, we're getting a lot of mileage out of that Benny Hill. But he could, and I liked the second one. I thought it was good. I thought what really made me laugh was how they used the Hans Zimmer track for Broken Arrow in these movies.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Because I used to make fun of that when I was watching Broken Arrow and shit. Like I used to make fun of that song because it's just so like cheesy. Yeah, and it's just like, oh man, it's great. But anyway, I was really surprised when they used that. And like you guys were saying on your podcast about it, Mike, you and Nick and everybody and Tommy, when you guys were talking about like the way that they use Nick Cave's, the Red Right Hand song, which I love so much, almost in every single movie. Scream 2 for me was good. It's up there. I would say, it's going to be controversial though when I rank them because I think I have a different ranking than most people would. Scream 3, least favorite.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I thought it was getting stale by that point. Also, Aaron Kruger, you are responsible for some of the worst Transformers movies ever written, but you're also responsible for some pretty decent movies at the same time. However, the Transformers stuff. So
he wrote
Top
Gun
Scream
Maverick
3
too.
And he wrote Top Gun Maverick. That was good. I didn't hate the Ghost in the Shell live action thing. Don't come at me. I did not hate that movie. I thought it was okay. I know the ScarJo thing, whatever. But it was okay. But Aaron Kruger, you're hit and miss for me, buddy. So yeah, I thought Scream 3 was honestly not the best. I don't know why. It's like the least memorable, and it's just like, it had like the worst Ghostface out of all of them.
I cannot stand Roman.
I hate him so much. Like, I hate him. And they were trying to go for like, okay, he's a single killer, so that's something, I guess. But I don't know. I did not care for Scream 3. I think that's the worst. The second movie, I will say this. I don't know if this is a controversial opinion or not, but I like that whole sequence where Sydney is in her drama class, and she does like the whole like the Cassandra, sort of like play kind of a thing that they were doing. The fact that Danny Elfman wrote that piece, by the way, was great.
I love everything about the the set piece in the theater.
Yeah, that was really cool. Like that was different. That was unique and interesting. So I like that in Scream too. So yeah, that took it up a couple notches for me. Also, Sarah Michelle Gellar cameo, yay! Extended cameo. Scream 4. Now that's an interesting one for me because Scream 4 sort of was kind of a like they were talking about the whole requel thing and the whole like it was almost like a soft reboot,
kinda.
But like, because it took place like 10 years after like Scream 3, something like that. Like it released 10 years later. So I feel like they were definitely trying to restart it or something. But like that was so did I read that right that it was Wes Craven's last film that he ever directed? Wow. Huh.
I don't know if it was the last like he ever directed, but definitely the last
of the Screams, yeah. But like, I like the beginning part of it, so I think that's why it got better for me. Like at first, I was like, "Oh, this is not very good," and then it just got better. And plus, babe quotient. I'm just saying, they got some hotties in that movie. I'm just saying. So yeah, Scream 4 for me is one of my favorites actually of the series. Scream 5. Good, slightly derivative, not overly great. But I would say, and also they took some swipes at Rian Johnson. Poor guy.
Yeah, I'm a little nonplussed about that, but I also understand that.
But they also kind of took swipes at the fanboys that were also taking swipes at Rian Johnson.
Yeah.
So that's the funny thing about it was they were pretty even-handed, even though it was, it was like, here's Ghostface's new signature weapon, the flamethrower. I was just like, oh my god, that was pretty funny. But like first of all, don't make comparisons to The Last Jedi with that shit because that's not what he did in the movie. Anyway, okay, fine. Regardless. Yeah, I don't know. Scream 5 to me, second worst. Fair. Second worst, I would say. It was still it's better than 3, not as good as 2, and definitely nowhere near 1. So Scream 5 for me was okay.
For me, Scream 5 is it's like up there in the top.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it wasn't like bad. It just for me, I don't know. It was okay. Okay.
Scream 6, however.
Scream 6, very, 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 very fun. And I think it had the most like straight up suspense since the first one, maybe the first and second ones, because like that they had some moments in that movie where it was super intense, like the moment in like the little market or the little like
the
convenience
bodega.
store, the bodega. Yeah, that was good, really, really good. I liked that. What? Okay, so I liked that it's Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega, and they're both back, and it's pretty cool. I found it a little bit weird that everybody just kept surviving these seemingly life-threatening injuries. Like at the very end, what's her name? I'm blanking on her name right now.
Kirby. Or
not Kirby. Yeah, Kirby was one, but also there was who was the friend that was really into everything? Not Gail. Their friend who had the brother, and she was sort of the Randy figure.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting her name. I'm so sorry. I don't mean that as a disrespectful thing. It's just that I don't remember right now because my mind is going crazy. Starts with an M or something, right? Wait, hold on. Let me see this. Let me just look it up.
Mandy.
Yeah, Mindy.
Yeah, Mindy. Sorry,
Mindy. Yes, she. By the way, the actress is great. She like so her just coming back at the end to the ambulance, I found that really weird because what did she just stabbed? And then she's like, they pumped me full of drugs and I don't feel anything beyond, past my shoulders right now. And so she's like super numb, I guess, and just like running around. But I don't know. That was a little bit weird. But anyway, Scream 6, yeah, I think it was very suspenseful, and I think everybody did a really great job in that. It was kind of odd seeing Hayden Panettiere back. I thought that she was dead after 4.
I'm glad she's alive.
Yeah, I'm glad she's alive too, honestly, because we all need more Hayden Panettiere in our lives. But
we should do more video game stuff.
Yeah.
She was really good as Sam in Until Dawn.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my god. But yeah, so for me, just to give you my rankings, of course, first one is number 1 because it's a classic.
Of course.
Second place for me, I'm gonna say 4.
All right.
Oddly enough. Third place for me, I'm gonna say, ooh, this is a tough call. Tough call. 6. 6, third place. Fourth place is 2. Fifth place is 5. That's ironic. Or coincidental. And sixth place is 3 for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
In my lists that I still haven't quite updated. Obviously, Scream's at the top.
Yeah.
For number 2, I have Scream 6.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Number 3, I have Scream 5.
Nice.
Then 4, then 2, then 3.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But like the only one. Well, no, even 3 like is watchable. Like
3 is watchable. Yeah, it's not like bad. It's just out of all of them, I would say it's like the least favorite for me personally.
Yeah, but pretty much the entire series ranks anywhere between like 3 and 5. Like
yeah. Yeah.
Horror over the past like couple years has really they stepped up their game a lot.
I like the fact that they didn't try to do any stupid like gimmick with it. You know what I mean? Like apart from the fact that it is kind of gimmicky in its own right because they got the whole self-awareness kind of satirical edge to them. But like they don't like, scream in space or something. You know what I mean? Like they don't do that. Not that wouldn't be funny, but it's just like why, you don't need that.
Yeah, like the gimmick already is that these movies are self-aware, so
yeah, it's already a gimmick in and of itself.
Yeah, to add a second gimmick would be jumping the shark.
Yeah, exactly. Like I like the fact that it knows what it is and it just sticks to it. And also Samara Weaving was in 6.
Yep.
Using her real accent.
Yeah.
That threw me for a loop right there.
Yep.
I hated that movie Guns Akimbo. I hated it, but Samara Weaving almost kind of maybe did save it in my eyes because she has a couple of the best lines I've ever heard.
Samara Weaving, one of the people that is most consistently confused with Margot Robbie.
I know. Yeah, no.
There's a couple of of like doppelgangers.
Fairly similar.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, yeah, I enjoyed that though. It was nice to watch all the Scream movies back to back to back to back to back. It's definitely a journey. Like I was surprised. I didn't recall David Arquette and Courtney Cox, being in so many of them. Like Courtney Cox is in all of them.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's the only one that is, right?
Yeah, because Nev's not in the last one, right?
Yeah, Nev's not in the last one. David Arquette died in the last one, or in the 5th one, excuse me. So, yeah.
It's it's amazing how successful this
character.
franchise is still going.
Oh, the funniest bit in Scream 2 was when they showed, when they paid off the Tori Spelling joke.
Oh God.
That was hilarious.
God, I still sadly think of anytime I see Ghostface, I think of fucking Scary Movie before I think of Scream.
You know what I wish they would do? I wish that I wish that the filmmakers would actually do the whole like the Maury kill from Dead by Daylight that Ghostface does, and just put that in the movie.
I don't know what that is.
So what he does is he like if you get like a cinematic kill from him in the game, like if the killer chooses to do that to you, he actually will stand over you. You'll be like face down on the ground, and he'll stand over you, and he'll like bring out his phone and like take like a picture, or he'll like grab somebody's phone or something, and he'll like lift up the victim's head and he'll take a picture of them, and then he slashes them.
Nice.
I'd just be like, that would be cool. Like I like that the moment in 5, and I know this is a spoiler, where he kills David Arquette's character. And when Ghostface stabs him, they're like, it's an honor, and then kills him. I was like, oh man, that was a chilling line, but also that was like such a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was good.
It's not often you get to kill a former WCW heavyweight champion.
The whole time he's in the movie, I'm thinking that. I'm just going like, man, what was Vince Russo on? What was he on?
All he needed was a Kevin Nash and run in away from Ghostface and tear his quad for a 10th time.
Good Lord.
That would have been great.
There are a few things that people are as good at as Kevin Nash is at tearing his quads.
But I mean, it's sort of funny though, because in Scream 6, it's just like, okay, we don't even care about stab wounds being realistic anymore. Like, let's just have characters just get stabbed and then just run in at the very end and just do whatever. It's just so like, I don't know. Do you think they should make a Scream 7?
It's not a matter of whether they should. It's more, how long do we need to wait?
Because I have a feeling that if they did it really soon after this, I think people would probably not care.
I also think the directors are going to be busy with a few other projects. So either they're gonna put Scream 7 on the back burner for now, or
unless they do that angle that they keep teasing.
Oh, the Billy Loomis's daughter.
Sam. Yeah.
That kind of has to be the direction of Scream
that has
7.
to be it, right? Because the whole time you can tell that she's just, she's kind of losing it. But I mean, at the same time, was that too predictable? Because now everybody expects it.
When you're in Scream, no, it's not.
Yeah.
Because they have to do someone's going to comment, now you have the returning killers, whatever. And if you know if they're going to do it or not. And then you could either have the new Ghostface be her or have the new Ghostface kill her. Either way.
Oh, how good was Jack Wade in 5, by the way?
Oh, he was great.
I actually really did enjoy that. Like, I was like, oh man, this is like watching The Boys, except it's really weird because he's just going super evil.
No Huey.
Yeah. There was a Huey and a Dewey in that movie.
All that's missing is a Louie.
Yeah. Also, Emma Roberts, call me.
Good God.
Especially if you're crazy like that in real life.
So I mentioned earlier that the Super Mario Brothers movie has crossed the $1 billion mark. So a question that I posed for you guys is, are video game movies the next best thing?
Video game adaptations likely are. I will not say movies are.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. because
you're going to have a lot better luck doing them well in a series.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know because, man, we still got Uncharted, and that was shit.
Okay. I played all the games. I'm quite the PlayStation fan. That is one movie that I will say got an unbearably large amount more shit than it deserved.
No, I mean, that's fair. That is fair.
People
it wasn't like unwatchable.
They literally got shit shoved down their throats going to the theaters, and I'm like, I get it wasn't perfect, but this wasn't the original Dungeons and Dragons movie, and like that is what everyone's talking about it, and it's a little ridiculous.
No, I would not say that. I wouldn't go that far. I will say that I did not enjoy it though, and that I thought it was bad.
That's fine, but it's like,
but it wasn't like the worst thing I ever saw or anything.
No, and that's the thing where it's like that's one of my biggest problems with movie critiquing nowadays is it's either crafted by God
or 10
or literal rolled shit shoved in someone's mouths and closed it. I'm going to let you speak about this as long as you say it actually tasted like shit. Understand? Good. Now go flock and tell the movie that you hated it even though you really didn't care.
I mean, I you know,
no, it wasn't.
And a lot of it comes from people that don't even watch it, is the thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. They just see a quick 2 seconds and they're like, well, the angle was different from what he shot him in the video game, so I'm going to go bitch on Reddit. That's what 90% of it is.
Yeah, exactly.
And this movie has been in the can for so long, or in process for so long, that when they contacted Mark Wahlberg, he was shocked he was no longer playing Nathan Drake. He was originally cast as Nathan Drake, and then they told him when it was finally coming that he was playing Sully.
I actually liked him as Sully. I just thought he did a good job as Sully.
Yeah. And
like he was my favorite thing in the movie.
He's like, why is Sully young? I'm like, did you forget what age Nathan is? Why would Sully be that old if Nathan's not?
Yeah.
And it is
They squandered Antonio Banderas though.
That should be illegal.
That was
like
weird.
Seriously, that was a bad decision. I don't know why they did that.
That was weird. But
like, I mean, I just thought it was okay. I just called the movie shit and then walked it back a little. But I will say that I just thought it wasn't great.
That's fine.
I did not like it. It wasn't unwatchable. I would just call it like below average for me. Like on a scale of like 1 to 10, I'd say 3.5 for me personally. But like, yeah, I mean, it's not a movie that I would say that I would just, like throw it in like a trash fire or anything. It's just that it wasn't just below average.
Like I had the pleasure of watching The Legend of Chun-Li the other day.
Ooh, isn't it pleasurable?
That is shit.
That is fucking shit.
People like to forget that those movies exist. They're like, this is the worst video game movie that's ever made. I'm like, no, it's the worst.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's the worst you've ever seen. And they're always just like, well, what's worse? I'm like, I got a fucking Rolodex. You want to start going? I got some time.
Yeah, exactly. Wing Commander.
Oh my god. Fucking Tekken. Yeah.
Oh.
No.
And like outside of Van Damme and
Street Fighter.
And no, I'm trying to think of the guy who played Bison.
Raul Julia.
Outside of them, that thing's shit. And I mean outside of I'm going to kick Bison's ass so hard. Like, outside of that movie's crap.
Yeah, it is, but I love it.
It is, and it's fine. There's a difference between it gets to be so bad to where it's good and where it's just
quit. Change the channel.
Yeah, where it's like, do you remember that Double Dragon movie?
Ooh, I think that might be my least favorite.
Yeah, where it's like, or like the fucking DOA movie, for crying out loud. I try to tell these people that they're like, it's the worst thing I've ever seen. I'm like, yeah, seen. They used to be shitloads worse, and they're getting better. Remember when comic book movies had shit like Steel coming out?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, when I say about like, we have some time to go. Again, video games are a property that regularly has their smallest ones be 12 hours long. we need to realize that they're going to be much better for streaming services than movies.
Unless you do it like Halo.
Yeah, well, even with Halo, I could play it and have the freaking thing last me 6 hours.
Yeah, no,
you could have an hour-long movie in that goddamn library.
Yeah.
But and it's like, and that's the thing. That's an
is.
execution, not in the fact that it was made. It can be made good, but it was executed like shit.
Yes.
Although speaking of Street Fighter, one thing that does kind of excite me is there's a new Street Fighter movie.
And that can be made good as a movie.
It can.
Yes.
They can actually do a good movie.
I don't know if
you guys make Bison Irish again.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with the YouTube channel Raka Raka.
No,
it's founded by Michael and Danny Philippou. And this sounds like something that could be awesome.
So they're directing. They're
directing this movie, and their YouTube videos are known for having honestly pretty well done special visual effects on not like blockbuster budgets, but not like a ham sandwich either. They look like they're quality stuff.
The honest to God thing that is going to be the testament to this. These video game movies need to be made by a person that they don't have to have had played the games. They don't. In my opinion, that whole thing is stupid. You can understand a source by looking into it. 100%. So you have the source, you have a person that will care and look into it and not do the, I don't think that I need to look into the video game because I want my thing to stand on its own and I'm better than that. Stop letting anyone say that statement ever again.
Yes,
I want to kick your teeth through the back of your head. Then you get a situation where you get a property like Ghost of Tsushima, where you could have it end on a note, and then if it does good enough, go into the next part, because that game is very segmented in chunks of storyline. And then you're like, we need a high action pack, good action to carry this, because that's what it's about. And then you get Chad Stahelski to direct it. That is called caring about the property and getting the people that are meant to direct it.
Yeah.
That is the one that's going to be a good testament. Then they're going to go, well, would you look at that? When you get a guy that'd be good at making the thing, it got made good. If he can't make it work with that property, then we need to start worrying if they're only ever going to be good as... Because you have to, again, series. Some comics are better as 3-part trilogies. Some are better as singles. And 90% of the hit games that people like are 60 to 100 hour long games. You cannot make a Mass Effect movie. You fucking can't.
No, you can't. No.
You physically can't. It would be the stupidest thing ever. That whole thing is based around you gathering up a crew over a giant period of time and then taking something down over through your adventures. It needs to be a series. We need to stop with the idea that video games are going to be a giant blockbuster, because most of them aren't built for it. They aren't. And not even remotely. Like The Last of Us. That game was 8 hours long. You could have made a movie out of that, but they still chose not to. Why? Because it worked better as a series. And it was the right choice.
At least
exactly.
At least with the Super Mario Brothers movie, those early games were...
There's no story in Super Mario Brothers. You could do whatever you want.
Yeah, well, there's a basic story of Bowser's the villain, he's taking over the kingdom, blah, blah, blah.
By that, I can give you a story behind Space Invaders then. What I mean is there's no entrenching, main thing where people are going to be pissed about how, well, he didn't have the blank and blank at level 2 and 2. There's those things that there's so much done by you playing them. You also need to make it worth me wanting to watch it.
And this is why I don't want Legend of Zelda to be a movie. I would prefer it either like a like
a
a multi
series.
like a multi season series by like I don't know the same people who did Avatar or even like even like the people who did like Arcane, like having that sort of like attention to detail, working on a Legend of Zelda series. That sounds better to me than just like, oh, let's do like a trilogy in live action that's like Lord of the Rings. It's like no, this property deserves more care than just like a movie or a trilogy.
And another thing that needs to be, and I don't know who needs to hear this, it's okay if they change everything every now and then if it works better. The Last of Us, when you changed the chunk with Sam and Henry to a giant infected filled mess at the end was an unbelievably good decision. Making Sam deaf was an unbelievably good decision. And guess what? If you're not going to watch it because they made something in hindsight to make it better, then you're too attached to something. Is some things going to be changed that are dumb decisions? Yes. Halo, they changed a lot of things stupidly.
Way too much.
But there needs to be an acceptance that when you're not playing the scene, things are going to act differently. There's a lot less of you shooting infected in The Last of Us. Guess what? I wouldn't have wanted to watch them for 5 minutes creeping around through a thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Orangutan arming and shooting things.
That's true.
Waiting for 10 minutes. I wanted the story.
That's true. I just wish that there was a little more set piece stuff in there for me personally.
And there will be, but the problem was in the original Last of Us, there wasn't that many.
No, that's true. I mean, and the thing of it is, like you said, it would just be them like just sneaking around for like half the episode and stuff, and it just wouldn't be any fun.
What was part 2 more action heavy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot more, like they make a lot more. Oh boy, the fight, like a lot of Abby's part is super, like they have a thing called the Rat King that's ridiculous.
Oh, sweet Lord.
And like a part, like and there's like a part where she's on a scaffolding like freaking like 60 floors up that you have to crawl through. And there's just a giant chunk of that video game that is just Uncharted when you're on this island going through shit. And it's just, there's tons of stuff that happen. There's quiet moments, yes, but also The Last of Us Part 2, I want to say, is 10 hours longer than the original game. It's a long game.
At least 10 hours longer.
Yeah. And there's a lot more stuff fighting at each other. It's a lot more action-packed.
Because when you think it's over, there's like another few hours. Yeah.
Because you get the beginning and then the 5 days and then the epilogue.
Yeah. So I will say that, like, in terms of the difference between Last of Us, the changes that they made to that and the changes that they made to Halo is the fact that in Halo, it should have been about the war and the shooting the Covenant and all that stuff. Like, it should have been more action-packed than it was.
The thing that Halo's more centered around.
Because that's what Halo is centered around, exactly.
Yes.
And they just did a disservice to the whole thing by making it all about, like, you know, Master Chief is questioning his loyalty to the, I don't know. To me, it was ridiculous the way that they plotted that out. And the fact that they had a human person working for the Covenant, it was so dumb. Like, that was insulting.
Okay.
I feel like that was just an insulting thing to, like, Halo fans. I don't know. I hated that show so much. But anyway, and again, it's not the fault of the people working on the show. I don't blame like any of the actors or anything like that. I just think the writing was crap, and I think that, like, the whole just idea behind the story was crap. The execution, like you said, was just it was just the worst.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever get around to the Halo.
Don't ever watch it. Don't watch it, Mike.
Yeah, it's just not even worth my
Honest-
time.
How was that Forward Onto Dawn thing?
Yeah, see, I was gonna say that Forward Unto Dawn is actually pretty okay in my eyes. Like it, and infinitely better than the stupid, Paramount Plus show version of Halo. It's way better. Even the way that they portray Master Chief in that is better. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like when it comes to Halo and stuff, like they got to do something to revitalize the series in general. Like I feel like Infinite was possibly a step in the right direction. Again, they did some things that I did not like in Infinite. Like for instance, just taking away everything. Like they course corrected so hard on Infinite compared to 5. They took away all your support almost, except for the random Marines that you find on the planet on Delta, whatever the hell Halo we're on. And they took away like Lasky, and they took away like Palmer, like everybody that was even remotely in 4 and 5. They just kind of did away with them. And I understand that people are like, well, that's no big loss, but at the same time, it's like I want to know what happened to them, and I want to know what happened to Blue Team, and I want to know what happened to like Osiris. Like, what the hell happened to them? Where are they? Are they all dead? I mean, like, I don't even know at this point. Like, they killed the Infinity, the warship that you were on in 4 and 5. So it just like, did everybody die? Where's Lasky? Like they introduced him in Forward Unto Dawn as, in live action, and then you get to know him over 4 and you get to know him over 5, and it's just like an Infinite, he's just gone. They reference him. He's on like a few audio files and stuff, and that's it. But like audio recordings in the game. But like, I don't know. And then they did the whole show, and the show was just a mess. Complete mess, in my opinion. I really didn't like what they did to it. But like, you have that, and you have the sort of like adaptations, getting back to your main question, Mike, which is the stuff like I would say like Tomb Raider, the 2018 version of Tomb Raider, which I thought was not as bad as people thought it was.
I liked it a lot, but
yeah,
at the time I was a huge Alicia Vikander fan.
Yeah.
So I was going to see that movie regardless.
Same here. I mean, I wish she would get another shot at it, because
they
I
were
think she was a
working
really
on
good
something
Laura
until all that crap got
until So the property is sold now, and
but they were also working on a Tomb Raider anime, which
animated
like
show for Netflix.
Ever.
Yeah.
I think that's still.
I think that's still on.
Yeah,
I hope so, because that would be amazing.
I'm sorry for my rant about Halo,
No,
but I mean,
fine.
like, yeah, I just think that there's of course there's room for good adaptations and bad adaptations. I mean, we're always going to have bad ones as well. Like the guy who wrote the one that I have a little bit of hope for, cautiously, is maybe a Streets of Rage movie, because Streets of Rage 2 is like my favorite game of all time, because it's the game that made me love video games. And like, I just don't know how that's going to turn out, even though it's Derek Kolstad, who, the writer / co-writer of John Wick. So, I mean, I think if anybody could write an interesting version of Streets of Rage, it would be him. But
speaking of racing game movies, does anyone remember that Need for Speed movie from like
2014? Yeah,
I think that was terrible.
I didn't think it was horrible or anything.
That was such a weird period of time where that just literally came and went.
That just
all I remember from that movie is back
Michael
then
Keaton.
Keaton's in it.
Oh yeah, Aaron Paul's in it. Michael
Paul's in it. Michael Keaton. Good cast.
Literally all I remember was the red carpet premiere, which AMC Movie Talk covered.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That's about the extent of what I remember. I never actually saw the movie, but the fact that I found the red carpet premiere more memorable.
Oh, do you guys also remember Rob Riggle was in it, and it went to a streaming service? Was it Dead Island?
Oh God.
Oh shit.
It was a video game movie. Was that Dead Island? Or was that what was that? It went to like Tubi or like Crackle.
But nobody saw it.
It was not a big name movie service, if I remember correctly. I wanted to say it was Tubi or like Voodoo. It had Rob Riggle as an announcer on like a TV news set. I want to say it was Dead Island.
It might have been.
But
Was it Dead Island or Dying
I'm looking
Light?
up Rob Riggle's.
It wasn't Dying Light. I want to say it was Dead Island.
Yeah, let me see.
But yeah, that was one where I was like, just, pardon me, what?
It was Dead Rising. It was Dead Rising.
Dead Rising. That's what it was. Yes, Dead
Rising Watchtower.
Watchtower. I remembered the tower.
Holy shit.
I was like, where did this come from?
Oh my god.
What did it release on?
Crackle.
Crackle. It was on freaking Crackle.
Oh my, what the heck? How?
I literally only remember that there was a tower and Rob Riggle was in it. That's all I remember.
How do you even have like Dennis Haysbert and Virginia Madsen in this movie? Oh shit.
Like, that was in 2000.
It's like a 2-hour long movie?
Man, who played Frank West?
Riggle.
It was Riggle.
Riggle played Frank. Oh man, he covered wars, you know.
God damn it.
And then Jesse Metcalf. I always get such a big kick out of that because I have a friend that I went to high school with. His name is Jesse Metcalf. I always get a big kick.
Oh, that's funny. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's just unreal. That's unreal to me. I didn't even realize that he was Frank West. I remember seeing him because the way they presented it was so weird. Like they were commenting on the zombies from the newsroom. It was like, what?
Wait, so there was Dead Rising Watchtower, and there was another one called Dead Rising Endgame.
Wait,
did that go to Crackle also?
A 2016, yeah, it was Crackle as well.
Those released year to year, back to back.
Year to year, back to back. This must have been when they were doing like all the transmedia project kind of stuff, you know, especially for like Microsoft, because Microsoft was all about like TV.
That's when they were doing like Quantum Break and.
Oh yeah.
Back when they thought that their gaming system should have to do more with TV than playing video games.
Exactly.
It's an entertainment all-in-one system that can also play games, guys. But yeah, it's just one of those where
the supercut of their freaking E3 conference where it's like Don Matrick and everybody up there just going TV.
And then my favorite thing was the DRM, and then the most wasn't retaliatory commercial from Sony. Here's how we share video games. He just hands him a game case. I was like, yeah!
That was freaking hilariously funny. That was so funny.
Then they're like, by the way,
seriously.
Not to creep you out, but your Kinect always has to be on.
Yeah, that
Why?
Why was the Kinect even a thing? God.
I own an Xbox One, and it had to come with a Kinect. I hate it.
But
I know.
The Kinect was the most dumbest thing
God
that they tried to push so hard.
Thank God.
But anyway, yeah, to answer your question, next big thing if done correctly.
Well, it's the next big thing in the sense of everybody's going to do it now.
You know what? I could see it being very good for animation studios. Because you're going to do stuff like Pikmin. And you're going to see more stuff from like Ratchet and Clank, because they did do an animated movie a while back that did pretty good. So I could see them bringing back like Sly Cooper and a couple of other things that are literally just animated movies.
You know? And if it drums up enough interest to get us a new game, then that's a something. That's a win in my book.
If Microsoft would get off their asses and start to pump out some content from Rare, I would see the shit out of a Perfect Dark movie. That is your lineup ready to go. A cool woman spy named Joanna Dark. Sign me the hell up.
Ooh, I need that.
Like, come on.
I was going to say, too, do you guys consider Arcane a video game adaptation? I would say so, right?
It is. Because
it's based on League of Legends.
It's based on League of Legends, and they have all this story written down in, like, factoids on their website. It's just never been presented. They've been supposedly trying to make Arcane for, like, 12 years.
Yeah,
I believe that.
I believe
It's
that.
like there's early concepts of the exact things of like Vi jumping off the ceilings and stuff, but she's as an adult.
Yeah, yeah.
So they've thought about this for forever.
Yeah, Arcane
and
is
for those of you who are like very against League of Legends, the best thing about Arcane is that it's more of an adaptation of the lore than
yeah, it's not an adaptation.
You cannot know a damn thing and still enjoy it. I didn't.
Yeah,
I knew
Same.
about KDA and that was it. The best thing about League of Legends is everything that doesn't have to do with the game.
Yep.
Man, I wonder if like, you know, the Streets of Rage movie, like I wonder if that should be just on like a streaming service as like a mini series or something. Because
Streets
honestly,
of Rage, if you advertise it right, I could see doing okay because you don't need to have a giant budget for a Streets of Rage movie.
No, and you don't have to have like a huge like, you know, world-saving kind of story. Just make it like the Warriors, like a modern day version of the Warriors or something, because that's pretty much what it is.
It's not far off.
And I mean, like, but like, okay, so I was thinking in terms of like Zelda, what you were saying about Zelda not being a movie and just you know, just making it like a series, like an animated series or something. I think for like a Nintendo property that could be a movie, Metroid.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. Hey, you know who should make an animated version of Zelda?
Who?
Gendy Tartakovsky.
Fuck yeah.
Oh my god, yes.
Fuck yeah.
I would watch the hell out of that.
But
yes,
yeah,
yes,
no,
yes.
It would be awesome. You want to be a really good one if you want to make some animated movies? Star Fox.
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
That would kick ass. It's just there's so much of those. Like you could even bring back what was it? Jet Force Gemini. You could like
I was just gonna say Jet Force Gemini.
Try some stupid shit and just see what works.
Dude, like Pilot Wings.
Bomberman.
Bomberman? Yeah, who even owns that? That's like, is that still Hudson?
F-Zero?
Yeah,
F-Zero?
I would watch
now that would make an interesting movie.
I would watch the shit out of an F-Zero anime.
Yeah, actually, I need to see an F-Zero anime from Trigger.
Oh god, yes.
Yeah,
oh my
god.
Nintendo. Mike, don't give me that.
Nintendo teaming up with Trigger.
They also need to do Metroid.
And you know, yes. And you know what? You know who could actually compete with that if they did an F-Zero kind of anime thing? Sony, because they got Wipeout.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Oh, what was the... Oh, this was the dumb one. Was it Space Channel? I swore there was a... Space Channel 5 was the other one that got announced last year that it is getting a movie adaptation from Sega. What?
Oh, shit. Space Channel 5?
It's a dancing game.
I love Space Channel 5.
It's a rhythm game. Okay, if we're going to do this, Sony, what are we doing with Parappa the Rappa? Like...
Exactly.
Or Viv Ribbon. What are you doing with that?
Oh, holy shit. Nobody remembers Viv Ribbon except for us, bro.
Let's get Knights out there. Let's go.
Yes. Why the hell not? Space Channel 5.
Go.
What happened to Apollo Smile? Anyway. Space Channel 5, man. That's like... Oh, dude. Okay, so there was a YouTube channel that did like a replay of that. I think it was Triple Jump or one of those. And they did like a replay of Space Channel 5 where they did like a playthrough of it because it was so weird and they were just insulting and mocking it the whole time. And I was just like, dude, that game actually, if you're any good at rhythm games, it's not bad. It's actually fun. It's fun as fuck. And it's actually really interesting. It's super weird. And I miss games that are that weird. Like, not everything has to be so goddamn realistic and like
another good one. They've tried it already. They should do another crack at a Far Cry, but do it in a series.
Oh, and not have Uwe Boll near it.
Hey guys, I got a good idea. We'll base it around this video game character. We'll make it dark, gritty. It'll do really well. What if we make a Batman movie?
That'll never work.
I just saw the Arkham Knight steal. I just saw the...
Whoa, what happened?
Uh-oh.
What?
Little bit of
That was weird.
Oh, audio.
Arkham Knight just jammed us.
Yeah, a thing came up because I was looking up Space Channel 5, so I was sort of
Oh.
in the background there.
That's hilarious.
But like, and another
We
one.
tapped into Space Channel 5.
How are we not getting like an Amazon big budget Assassin's Creed series?
Dude, I don't even know.
What's up, Harriet? Good to see you.
Assassin's Creed is one of the worst movies made from a series that should have been great.
What?
You would think that would be a pretty...
I'm doing pretty good. Are you guys trying to tell me that it was a bad idea to make Assassin's Creed the thing where everybody only cares about when they go back in time, only go back in time for less than 40 minutes?
No, I'm not saying that at all.
How do
you Michael Fassbender and Marina Baccarin? What did you do?
And why?
How do you screw that up so badly?
I don't know.
Like,
they are still doing the Mass Effect show, right?
I haven't heard otherwise.
No idea. I have no idea. You know what they should do for a movie? Bulletstorm.
Oh. Okay, if you do that, you need to get Steve Blum in that somehow. You need to get Steve Blum in.
I'd be so happy. You need to just get something stupid. I don't know who would direct it, but a Bulletstorm movie would be the shit.
I could see like David Leitch directing.
I could see David Leitch doing that.
David Leitch could do really good at it, but the problem is I wouldn't want it to be someone. I remember you, Harry. You've done commission work for me. I know who you are. But I would almost want it to be not realistic. Like, Mike, I don't know if you ever watched me stream that game. That game's ridiculous. Like, one of my biggest video game crushes of all time, Trishka Novak, is in that movie, and it's voiced by Jen Hale. She's amazing.
Ooh.
Holy crap. Yeah, I forgot that she's...
A Control would be really good. That was the other one I was trying to think of.
As a series or
as a series? Oh, you could not do it as a movie. Absolutely not.
Weren't they doing an Alan Wake TV show
at some point or something? At one point, but
I guess they killed that.
Yeah, like Alan Wake's a weird puppy.
Speaking of Remedy, you remember like the Quantum Break thing where they tried to make it half a game and half a TV show?
Yeah, that's what I brought up with the Microsoft with the TV thing.
Yeah,
Quantum Break was a weird one where they tried to do all their cross-media property stuff.
Transmedia properties.
Transmedia transjunction. Yeah.
Transformers. But like...
They should just make games based off of the old War Battle for Cyber, those freaking awesome video games they made.
Good. Those were really good.
They were.
Remember that one that, who was it, the Platinum did? It was called like Devastation or something?
Yeah, they did. It was called Devastation. That came a couple, like 2 games after the other ones because they tried to do a movie game for a third one, and then then High Moon lost the license because they decided to work on Deadpool instead of Transformers. And yeah.
Well, you know. Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. I think, Mike, in terms of answering your question, I think they are kind of the next big thing in terms of like everybody trying it. But I don't know if they're gonna succeed is the thing.
Yeah, we'll see how Gran Turismo does. That's coming out in August, and
and Twisted Metal.
Yeah, Twisted Metal. Does this have a release date yet? Oh, yeah.
Did it?
The series is set to air on Peacock on July 27, 2023, and run for 10 episodes.
It's coming up quick.
That's not bad.
I
like 10 episodes.
I'm not gonna lie. The teaser trailer is not great.
Not great.
It shows literally nothing but Anthony Mackie putting in a mixtape. And
well, his name is John Doe.
Oh, I didn't see that. It'll probably be revealed to be someone else later on.
Protagonist John Doe, a smart-ass delivery driver who transports supplies between settlements in a post-apocalyptic America, and has no memory of
They're
his
all good,
past.
Harriet.
There you go. That's why.
There we go. It'll be revealed to be a character.
It gets a chance at a better life by making one special delivery across the dangerous landscape. Is it Ellie?
No, it'll
Okay.
be Sweet Tooth's murdered parents.
Oh, you know what? This is kind of fun. Sweet Tooth is played by Samoa Joe, but voiced by Will Arnett.
Yeah. Oh no, I saw that. He's got the voice of that. And he's like, yeah, I remember you, Harriet. Trust me, I remember who you are. But yeah, it's voiced by Will Arnett. Like, you got to hear a little bit of the laugh, so I get it. Like, he might have cooked up some really kooky voice that's going to sound good, but like,
yeah,
Samoa Joe is one of the most intimidating sounding individuals on the planet.
Yes.
I think you could have had him do a grungy clown and it would have worked.
Yeah. Speaking of Neve Campbell, she's actually in this show.
Yeah, she plays she plays a recurring character, Raven.
Thomas Hayden Church, Stephanie Beatrice. Like,
I'm trying to think of all the characters.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the characters now. Raven.
Oh
shit! Like, dude, I don't remember. Okay, hold on.
Twisted Metal characters.
Video game characters.
Needles Kane, Krista Sparks, Marcus Kane, Severed Sam, Dollface, Billy Ray Stillwell,
Mr. Ash, Agent Stone, Amanda X, Minion.
The last time I played Twisted Metal was Twisted Metal 2.
Calypso.
Yeah, that's been a hot minute. Mr. Ash, Mr. Grimm. Man.
Twisted Metal Black.
Raven is a character. Yeah, Twisted Metal Black, I think was the last one they did.
Yeah, that
Friends
was.
call her Raven because of her fixation with the starkly black bird, also the black leather and dark makeup she wears. Raven despises the in-crowd at school and disassociates herself with it as much as possible, but no matter how much she tries to avoid them, she keeps picking her up and her small group of friends. Why can't they leave us alone? One day her friend fell victim to a prank gone wrong. Soon she'll have a chance to set things right.
Okay.
Bloody Mary, the Preacher, No Face, Black, Cage.
So they seem to be basing this off of Twisted Metal Black. Because there is a John Doe in that as well.
Yeah. That makes sense. And Ravens from Twisted Metal Black, Dollface, Bloody Mary, the Preacher, No Face.
Huh. Well, okay.
Yes,
well, look, like I said,
people that I contribute with quite a bit, Harriet.
The best thing... Yeah, I mean, I would say the best thing that could come of this is... that you have interest in a new Twisted Metal game that they release on PlayStation 5. Because I would play the fuck out of that.
Yep.
All I ask of a Twisted Metal series is that it maintains it's got to be metal.
Yes.
Like if this just looks like some bland post-apocalyptic like character drama, it's not going to work. It's got to be metal.
Yeah, so see, so this is the thing. So like with Last of Us, right? You go down the character route. You go down like the whole like this is more emotional, this is more about relationships, and this is like that sort of thing. Like it's drama. It's more high drama. This show you can actually turn into just straight up like post-apocalyptic wasteland. Let's go full Mad Max.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of action. You know, like the one thing that they did show was the fact that, you know, like Mackey's character has like the guns on his car and everything. Like that looked good. So in the teaser. So
and they still
I'm actually
the ice cream truck and stuff. So they're
yeah. So like, yeah, I do wish it was Samoa Joe doing the voice too, though, because I think he could definitely do it.
It's just
weird, dude.
It's just weird.
Yeah. So. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I'll say cautiously optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I hope it's good because I really want Twisted Metal to be something, like we need it. It's been too long, man. We need new Wipeouts and Twisted Metals in this world, and Sly Coopers. Like, bring it back.
Jack and Daxter.
Jack and Daxter. Yeah. Yeah.
There are so many, like, just in PlayStations alone, give or take, they have new ones that are doing very well. But, like, on both sides, there's so many things that are just in a well of things that could do good on just an animated platform that they could pull out.
They could do, like, Resistance.
Oh, my gosh.
Speaking of old PlayStation titles, have I ever told you guys about the Crash Bandicoot animated series that never happened?
Pardon me, Grey Poupon? What?
There's on the internet you can find like a pencil test of a Crash Bandicoot series that I think they were supposed to make in like the early 2000s, but it just didn't go through. It didn't get the green light.
Huh.
But you were talking about PlayStation, and I'm thinking so many of those classic titles could easily get like.
Oh yeah, totally. There's so much.
Yeah, like Spyro the Dragon.
Spyro,
that would be,
yes.
You
know what I want an animated series of? I don't know who owns it, but if they did it right, could do really well. Gex.
Yes,
Gex. Gex was 3DO. Who owns all the 3DO stuff now?
It was on PlayStation for a little bit also, because that's where I originally played.
Was it Activision?
I don't know.
Oh, man. Like, who owns the license to Gex?
Something Google wasn't expecting anyone to type today.
Embracer Group, apparently.
Embracer. Oh, wow. Okay. I wouldn't doubt that was somewhere cheap and they just gobbled it up. They're getting a lot of things that are cheap lately.
Yeah, why the hell not?
Gex, Enter the Gecko. That game is my childhood.
Gex. They own Fear Effect?
Man.
I think they own Fear Effect too.
Good.
Because they own all the like Crystal Dynamics stuff and IDOS.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. That's like, oh, that's crazy.
Yep.
Bug, Fear Effect.
They should make a Bug Snacks movie.
Oh, wow.
Josh all of a sudden chimes in. What did you say?
What did you say? Let's sing the song again. Do you remember? Okay, so there was like sort of a Wipeout clone. I think it might have been done by Psygnosis. I'm not sure. I have to look that up. But it was Roll Cage. Do you remember that game?
It sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah, let me see if I can find this here. Roll Cage.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Oh no, it was Attention to Detail was the name of it, and published by Psygnosis. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's it's that same kind of like, futuristic racing kind of stuff.
And like, how have we not had was there ever an animated Earthworm Jim?
Yes, on Kids WB.
Kids WB, okay.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Holy shit.
We should get a Clay Fighters movie. That's what we need.
Dude. Oh, I just saw one too.
What I want, Xbox, I will give you my life. Make me a Killer Instinct movie.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Please. I don't care if it's animated. I'd actually probably prefer if it was animated. Do an anime on Killer Instinct. All those rare properties you scooped up.
Mm-hmm. Why not? Yeah.
That are sitting in a freaking trash bin somewhere at Microsoft.
Yeah, exactly. It's like nothing. It's Oh my gosh.
Make an Elder Scrolls series.
Why not?
Like, you have Elder Scrolls. You have
Oblivion.
Fallout also.
Fallout. Yeah.
Fallout is getting a series.
It is, yeah.
Oh, that's right. That is right. I'm completely wrong. They are getting that. But like, there's just, when I say Elder Scrolls, that encompasses all of them.
All of it.
I was trying not to just say Skyrim, but like Mass Effect, Dragon Age, all these ones that should be series that lifelong, like they were able to pull off Xena and Hercules next to each other back in the day. Give them budgets on a streaming service now. Well, people will listen. And even some people that don't know what they look like, if they just like high fantasy stuff, we'll look at it.
I mean, look, if they're giving Vampire Survivors an animated series
I
adaptation,
still cannot believe that's happening.
I know. And they're like, it's all about the story. I'm like, what?
And that's when I would go to that person. Cool. Can you tell me what the story is?
What is the story of that? It's all about the story. There's no story.
Unreal. You know what? I got it. Based off of video games, we should make a Pokemon movie.
Oh, that'd never work.
They haven't touched that one yet.
Yeah, no, not at all. No.
All kidding aside, I think they are doing a sequel to Detective Pikachu.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. That supposedly did really well.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was fine. It was fun. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
They should do a Phoenix Wright movie.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. I don't know why my brain immediately went to have Ryan Reynolds be Phoenix Wright.
Because
I just imagine him going, objection!
Yeah, exactly. Objection. Oh, dude, if they ever wanted to just melt my cyberpunk love and heart, Snatcher.
They should do what the original sequel to Prey was going to be.
Yes.
Or just Deus Ex.
Deus Ex, yeah, exactly. Why not make a movie based on Deus Ex? Then have the guy come out to voice it and just say, I didn't ask for this.
I ate 15 bags of gravel before I did this.
I didn't ask for that either.
I go in the back of the room and I swallow acid for 5 hours.
They told me it was Bud Light.
I couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, but yeah, no, like it's a thing that could very well be the next big thing. It just needs to get through its infancy.
Yeah, like comic book adaptations did.
That's kind of the basis of my question, because
but people need to remember also with its infancy, it's been going since like Spawn.
Yeah, true.
And it got to this point. How long did that take?
Actually, if we want to be really, like, if we want to go back really far, Superman the movie from '78, but
was there anything before that?
I mean,
Batman.
Oh yeah, Batman the movie.
78,
no, we're talking about the Adam West movie.
That one. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
89. I was like, what? But yeah, Adam West.
Before that though, there were like the serials from like the 40s.
Serials, yeah.
Back when they could actually have ISIS be on TV and color ISIS.
Well, Smallville did that.
Yeah.
So yeah, to put a bow on this discussion, we're gonna have to see how future adaptations
how it works out.
Yep.
Because worst case scenario, Mario being a hit is only because Mario is like the most recognizable icon.
Yeah.
And studios also need to signify what they think a success is. Because keep in mind, the Paul Anderson movies kept getting sequels. And those weren't exactly blowing up the box office.
Nope.
But they were also made dirt cheap too.
Yeah, I get that.
Oh, God, now I just thought of that Monster Hunter movie. Oh,
I was going to mention it if you didn't.
We don't need to talk about that.
Oh, shit.
There's justice somewhere, and it ended with Monster Hunter. Capcom.
You know, that last Resident Evil movie that they made wasn't half bad.
It wasn't. And they said there's more coming down the handle. So if they just
kept
the rest going and try not to pack as much into them, it'd be really good.
Yeah. It wasn't that bad. Like,
no. I think it could have been a little better if they would have done 1 and 2 in separate movies.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. But they would have did 1 and then 2 and 3 in a movie together. That would have made sense. Because they literally happen like sequential, like 2 happens, 3 happens in the middle of 2, and then just kind of in before. They're very well mixed together. But anyway, yeah.
So the last thing we have on the menu for today, I wanted to end on this. So next week is the start of the summer box office season.
God, I'd love to think that, Mike, but I got another 4 inches of snow today.
Okay, so the calendar says one thing. Mother Nature is like, not so fast. But anyway,
we haven't gotten to spring yet.
Yes.
But anyway, there's a lot of things to look forward to in terms of movies. So I wanted to pose this question. What do you think will be the top 10 films for the summer? And as a bonus, will any of them make it to $1 billion?
Guardians.
I think it's pretty fair to say Guardians is number 1.
Yeah, Guardians most likely will.
What about the Flash? What do you is that considered? Would we consider that summer?
Yeah, no, that's in June. So
okay, yeah.
So that's like right in the middle of the season.
Do you think the Flash is going to reach $1 billion?
I think it has a distinct possibility to, depending if what's around it.
Yeah, depending on word of mouth too.
Yeah, I think this one depends the most on word of mouth.
Fast 10.
Well, a lot of people that are fans of Keaton will definitely go for that.
Do you guys know there's a Knights of the Zodiac movie?
What?
It's
How do I not know this?
It's not a like a domestic release. It's
Knights of the Zodiac.
Yeah, so this is being released in Japan first, then will be rolled out worldwide in May.
Transformers.
Oh my gosh.
Transformers is up there, and that has a chance depending on how it does.
I don't remember Bumblebee being like that hugely successful like at the box office, but people liked it so much that if Rise of the Beast is good, it could get there.
I also see it doing better than Bumblebee because it's not focused on just Bumblebee.
And also it has Transformers in the title.
Yes, that was the next thing I was going to say.
And like, okay, wait, I was just gonna say something and now I forget what I was gonna say. Who was in Bumblebee?
Haley Steinfeld.
Haley Steinfeld. Yeah, is she gonna cameo in this? You think?
I hope
there hasn't been anything about her in the trailers or anything.
Yeah.
When is the time frame also? When does this movie take place compared to the other one?
In the 90s,
good
apparently.
Question. Yes, supposedly it takes place in the 90s.
When did Bumblebee take place?
80s.
80s, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
so in the year 1994.
Difference. I don't know. We'd have to see. Mission Impossible is probably going to get over $1 billion.
Yeah, Mission Impossible. I can see that.
The Little Mermaid.
I don't see that getting $1 billion. I see it making a lot, but I don't see it making $1 billion.
I don't think so because of the backlash.
If it doesn't, it'll be the only one of the Disney Renaissance films, other than Mulan, but that's because that was released during the pandemic. But like Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, and The Lion King all made $1 billion at the box office.
Goodness gracious. When does this I forgot it existed until just now White Men Can't Jump reboot starring Jack Harlow gonna release? Because that's the ticket right there.
Yeah,
that is May 19th, and it's on Hulu.
Why? Lance Reddick's in that movie.
What?
I have to watch that now. I had no plans of watching it, but I'm going to now.
Are you kidding? Lance Reddick is in that?
It says Jack Harlow, Cinquit Walls, Lance Reddick, Tiana Taylor, and Laura Harrier.
Jeez.
And it's going to be rated R. Is the
Good
original one rated
luck
R?
with that.
I barely remember the first one. Anyway, yeah, those are the ones that from the list that I saw coming out that I think will crack $1 billion. Like Equalizer will do good. I don't see it cracking $1 billion.
Across the Spider-Verse.
Ooh.
Maybe.
I don't know.
How'd the first one do?
Let me see.
I feel like, yeah, there's potential there.
Into the Spider-Verse is worldwide total is only 384 million.
Oh yeah.
But here's the thing. Here's a good point of comparison. I'm gonna bring up the box office for Batman Begins because that only made domestic 373 million. Then 3 years later, The Dark Knight.
To me though, that's because to me the Dark Knight should not have made $1 billion. That is still a kind of mind-blowing thing to me that reached that was that big of an increase.
Yeah, it's there are extenuating circumstances behind it. Like the movie was released after Heath Ledger passed, and then
it's also it's a live action Batman movie,
and it also had like the Joker.
Yeah. And yeah, it'll do better. I don't know if basically telling what the first one made that it's gonna make that much more. Because like I knew people that saw that movie multiple times. That kind of shocks me, and it didn't cross 500.
I think maybe like at most, it might do like at least double what the first one did.
I could see it getting a significant increase. I honestly see it levitating at around 758 if it does really good. That again determines what's around it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem. June is a very packed month because you've got Spider-Verse, but you also have a new Stephen King adaptation, The Boogeyman. You've got the Transformers, you got Flash, you've got a new Pixar film, a new DreamWorks animated film, Indiana Jones.
Yeah, that's unless it makes that money fast, I don't see it doing it.
Yeah, how well do you think Elemental is gonna do?
This one, word of mouth is going to have to propel this one.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, this is gonna be determined by word of mouth, but best case scenario, I could see this opening to like, a respectable 75 million opening weekend, and then might leg itself up to 800 million worldwide, or maybe like 600.
Animated movies are always a weird grab bag for stuff like that.
Yeah. So we mentioned Guardians. Like, what about like the Marvels?
Well, I wanted to keep this focus to just the summer. The
Oh, true.
Marvels isn't. Yeah, the
Marvels
Marvels
is a
isn't
little
until
bit farther
November.
off. Further off.
But
do all right. I don't see it bombing.
Do you think it'll match the first Captain Marvel?
No, not
Yeah,
even
I don't think
close.
so either.
How much did the first one make again?
Over $1 billion.
1 point.
Really?
Yes, it did.
You know why? Because it came out. It was
Oh
sandwiched in
yeah,
between.
it was sandwiched between the Avengers movies.
Yeah. So people were, that's the thing. It was like they teased it in Infinity War.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right.
Now here is the question: Which one do you think? All right, I'll ask two questions.
Okay.
Which do you think is going to make more opening weekend, Oppenheimer or Barbie? And the second question is, I'm not even kidding, which will do better worldwide?
I honestly think on both fronts, Barbie.
Yeah.
I haven't heard a single person outside of the group in RPC chat even mention the word Oppenheimer to me. This might be the most Christopher Nolan vanity project I've ever seen in my life.
After
I'm
Tenet?
sure it'll be. I don't want to talk about Tenet. Because I couldn't even tell you what would happen in Tenet because it had some of the worst sound mixing I've ever seen in my life. Nolan, how does this keep happening? But it just. I get it. He's an important guy in American history, but I don't need to sit through another bordering on 3-hour-long Christopher Nolan movie about this guy. I can guarantee you there's something on Discovery Channel that is short, concise, and for free that I could find on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, that is for a distinct group of people, a very distinct. And I'm not saying Barbie ain't, but you're going to get people out of
the box office.
Out of genuine curiosity, you're going to get more people to go see what the actual hell Barbie is versus what Oppenheimer is. Because, like, there's going to be a bunch of jokes be like, dude, wouldn't it be funny if we went and go and see Barbie? Like, you're going to have those people.
Oh, 100%.
Like,
Oppenheimer has to be... It has to be Christopher Nolan's best film ever in order to even match Barbie's opening weekend.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And especially after coming from Tenet, it's not going to be a great graces. I mean, if he shows me footage that he actually exploded a nuclear bomb somewhere, then yes, I will think it's... And then those people go to star in Fallout. Sign me up, Chris. No, I honestly think on all fronts, Barbie's going to do better.
And then now we're in August. I don't think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem is going to make $1 billion, but I think it's going to do very well.
I think it will do very well as well.
What about how do we think Blue Beetle is going to do?
Moderate. I think it will do moderate, depending on how the rest of the marketing does from now.
Yeah, I think so. I would agree with that.
Yeah, like if a second trailer like really pops off, it's going to drum up a lot of interest.
So wait, Top Gun Maverick was the first Tom Cruise movie to reach $1 billion, right?
Yep.
The first movie that he ever started that reached $1 billion.
Weirdly.
That is so weird. Because I would have thought one of the Mission Impossibles would have reached that. But do you think Dead Reckoning Part 1 is going to reach that?
I think it will now. Because those movies have been slowly climbing, always and hovering right below it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Maverick is such a weird beast of a movie.
I know.
Somehow completely like its old movie, nowhere near like its old movie, and made a metric ass load of money.
Yeah.
So Fallout's worldwide total was 791 million.
Okay.
Let me see if that is the highest. I'm pretty sure it is.
I would imagine.
Yeah, no. Rogue Nation is 682 million. Ghost Protocol.
They always have the most just extra names for these movies. I
694.
mean, it sounds cool, but man.
Where did they come up with that? It's like, I know what I'll call it. Gross Protocol.
I just always imagine the marketing meeting with a dartboard and edgy words.
So yeah,
that one's taken. Try it again, Tim.
I do think Dead Reckoning is gonna do it.
Yeah. Okay.
If it doesn't, the second part will for sure.
Oh
yeah.
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 Interesting. Very interesting.
So if you had to come up with like a top 5, because top 10 is kind of impossible because I usually never get 6 to 10 right, but 1 to 5 is like a little bit easier to predict. My top 5, I think, would be Guardians at number 1, Fast X at number 2, then Dead Reckoning, then The Little Mermaid, and at number 5, The Flash.
Okay. I'd have Guardians not far off. Fast X. Oh shoot. What was the mine are the same 5 as yours, just slightly remixed. Then crap. It's gonna be The Flash, Dead Reckoning,
and then The Little Mermaid at number 5.
There was another one that I was assured was gonna make $1 billion in there. The Little Mermaid, maybe. What the heck was that? Hold on. Hold on. Let me look at this again so I know that I'm not forgetting any. I feel like there's one that I am completely forgetting. Where is it? Across the Spider-Verse is up there too.
Yeah.
Nothing's. Oh no! No. My 5th one's Transformers.
Oh right.
Oh, Transformers. Yeah.
5th is Transformers. I'd actually. Yeah, it depends on how good the trailers do. Since it's actually labeled as Transformers, that might switch with Reckoning for me.
Okay. Keanu, what about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Guardians, Fast 10, or Fast X, whatever. Transformers 3rd. Flash, maybe. Flash 4th, yeah. Pretty much the same as yours, because I think we're all pretty much on the same wavelength here. What did I say? Oh yeah, and then Mission Impossible. I'm gonna say 5th.
All right.
And then I would say long shots, Barbie.
Yeah, I could see Barbie sneaking into the top 5.
And and then Across the Spider-Verse, I would say, are the long shots.
Yeah. Those are good long shots for like a top 5.
Yeah.
If I had to guess what like my bottom 5 would be, it would be it would be like Barbie at number 6, Across the Spider-Verse at number 7.
Yeah.
Blue Beetle at number 8. Oppenheimer at number 9.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mutant Mayhem at number 10.
I wouldn't know what to do with bottom 5, honestly. Because
I would just agree with you on that. Yeah. My bottom 5 is practically the same. Yeah,
And
I think we're all on the same wavelength in terms of.
It's weird. It's weird to not have like Elemental in my top 10 because
yeah,
the old Bob at Disney has trained its audience to be like, animation in theaters? Nah, we got that at home.
Mm-hmm. The old Bob.
the old Bob.
The old Bob is the bad Bob.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Bob paycheck.
Pretty much. Go retire off of the sunset.
Oh, this was fun, guys. Yeah,
This was.
I enjoyed this. Good.
This was a good time. Glad we got to do another one. I'd like to be back to fully doing it monthly. We're staying pretty all right with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think with that we'll end it. Mike, where can everybody find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at CaptainK42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. And you can follow Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Twitter at Ren Pop Culture. You can also find us on YouTube, on Podchaser, subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/Renegade Pop Culture. Listen to all of our podcasts on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. Need an escape? So do we.
Kiana?
Yep, same here. You can find me at renegadepopculture.com. Check out our Patreon. Please check it out. And please support the site if you can so that we can continue to keep on giving you the podcast and the articles and everything and doing what we do. You can find the Renegade Pop Culture Twitter account, which is at Ren Culture. That is Ren No City. And that's pretty much it.
Gotcha. And you can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero, mainly on Twitch and YouTube. And now the Horizon is done, I will be mainly just doing Control until something else comes up. So yeah, that's about it. All right. Until next time, we will see you all later.
Peace.